All right, everything is going. I'll be live this Saturday on Anti-Animal Use on YouTube, their channel, Anti-Animal Use. I'll be live in Portland, Oregon, asking Portlanders about their thoughts on oppression and exploitation. And, you know, when are those appropriate to use? When is it appropriate for them to be exploited? You know, is there ever a good time, a moral reason to exploit or oppress? So we're going to be in Portland on the streets talking to people in person. I'll be dressed up as a pig this time, not a cow, but I didn't have a picture of me as a pig yet, so I'll update that later. But anyway, this Saturday, it'll be 10 a.m. Actually, it'll be 11 a.m., but 10 a.m. I'll be on Vegan Stoner Lady. Oops, I'm sorry. I'll be on Vegan Stoner Lady's account also. So at 10 a.m. Vegan Stoner Lady YouTube, and then after that, Anti-Animal Use at 11. All right, guys. With that said, let me get our background up. Oh, that's not our background. Where's my phone? Oh, hold on a second. Wow, way over here. Pardon me. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Put my headphones back on. Left my phone in the bedroom. Let me get our background going because I didn't send that to my computer. Okay. Okay, hold on one second. Bear with me, guys. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Oh, I need to turn it off. That's what it was. I was like, what am I needing to click on here? It's me. Hi, guys. Just got my pig head on. There. Sorry, camera's reversed. I got to look at the other one. So, hey, what's up, David? The 40-year-old vegan. Yes. Good to see you in here. See, I've also got my YouTube going. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Axel, David, you're in both. That's so funny. Hey, Vegan Heretic, I see you there. It's good to see you. I do see you sometimes in my, so I can see who's in here. Oh, you're also in here. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You're also in both. Hey, Frisia. Thank you, my little pig. Over 1 million chickens a day at each plant dies. Did you know for every egg that you get, there was a female hen? And for every female hen, there was a male that was ground up alive. That's pretty wild. They lay eggs every day, but if you were to pick up a dozen eggs, each one of those eggs was produced by a chicken. I cannot make it full screen, Lambretta, I'm sorry. Yeah, you get to deal with it in this manner. It's because I only have TikTok in this fashion as well, so it has to be the same. OBS won't let me change the canvas. It's not, Neil, it's not on YouTube, it's on TikTok. I'm just streaming to YouTube, but I can see your comments. I think there's like a 30-second delay, maybe 20 seconds. Oh, you know what? I didn't give you the link either. Oops. is it? Go away. Share, copy. There we go. That's what I want. Can I open it? That's weird. There we go, view channel. There we go. Wow, that was hard. That's what I want. Okay, I was going to post the link so that if you're in YouTube, you are welcome to follow the link that I'm providing. There we go. That link will take you to the TikTok live so that you can request to come up. I don't know. Yeah, I think you have to have an account to be able to come up. They used to have a requirement you needed to have so many people even just to come, like followers, but I think they changed that. Yeah, there's lots of good supplements out there. I would just Google or ask an AI search engine, you know, what you are looking for in a vitamin. Okay, so I am going to take requests. I don't see my request window. It must have closed. I'm going to click on it again. There it is. Cool. All right. Why aren't you vegan? All right. So I want to know if you think that you deserve respect, if you think that other humans should respect you and your sentience, why are you not reflecting that to other beings? What's stopping you from living a life that doesn't support someone else's exploitation and in fact abstains from demanding it? It's pretty simple. I'm asking for an inaction. And so are the animals. They're just asking you to not use them. That's it. Basic respect. Bare minimum. So why aren't you vegan yet? Excuse me. Why aren't you vegan yet? And then I do have some resources. You can't see my arm for some reason. Hello. Wow. TikTok's camera is just so painful. Okay, right there is Dominion. 2018 YouTube, you're going to see the chat is kind of covering it. That's normal. Just know that that's normal. Anyway, Dominion 2018 is free on YouTube. It is 2 hours long, but it's because it's going over the standard practice that animals go through in order for you to benefit from their exploitation. So it's important to know as a consumer what it is that you're demanding and not lie to yourself, you know, because then you're not being a truly informed consumer. You're just blindly doing whatever fulfills your pleasure despite the harm it may cause to somebody, or, you know, the fact that you're demanding someone's loss of freedom. And then below that, sorry, I was reading the comments. And then below that is nutritionfacts.org. You can see the science behind it. You can look at all the different studies. They break them down in videos. They also just link them so you can just go read them yourself. And from the evidence that they have pulled together, they have found that a whole food plant-based diet is probably one of the best diets you can do for your health and for longevity. And I like that they make everything pretty simple to understand and read, so definitely check them out. You don't necessarily need to use them as your source. I just provide them because they're so convenient and simple. They break things down nicely. But there are other sources you can find for evidence that a plant-based diet is actually very healthy for you and one of the cheapest. Below that is Vegan Easy. You can talk to professionals. I don't know if they have a dietitian you can speak to, but I do know that there are nutritionists. And they do have a dietitian that's making meal plans for you. So I'm sure they could accommodate if you have certain, like if you're gluten-free or you're trying to avoid soy, they could help you with that specifically. But what's great is that they actually provide you community, you know, somewhere to go where there's other people that are in the same boat. They're just trying to understand veganism and how they can, you know, better align their actions with their principles, and sometimes you come across obstacles, and it's good to have a community to fall back on, to be like, hey, I'm struggling with this, and they go, yeah, hey, I had the same issue, this is what I did, or maybe you could provide that for someone else. So I just urge everyone, please check out my resources. Even if you're just a wallflower in here and you're a non-vegan, check out my resources. Go see what this crazy lady is talking about. I'm going to scan the comments real quick. Yeah, TikTok always has a phone format. I think it's because everybody's on their phone on TikTok. Not everyone has desktop version TikTok, so... I promise. Are there already people stressing people out in the comments? That's too funny. Okay, guys. Desktop and so confused. Yeah, so there is a version of TikTok, on the desktop, but you have to ask permission. You have to send TikTok a message. There's a system you can just go into their information and it'll walk you through it. But you have to ask permission to have it. And I think you have to have already so many followers anyway, but you can ask beforehand anyway. They may give it to you. I made another account. Oh, that's not okay. I made another account and I asked for that one and they gave it to me right away, even though I don't have all of the followers on that account. All right, buddy, I just reported you, so enjoy that. Oh, okay, good. Thank you, whoever muted him. I'm gonna block him too. I reported you though, so enjoy that. Please don't spam my chat. It's just gonna get you kicked out. Oh, I gotta pull this down. You're like making me do things and I want to talk to people. Like, that's rude. I don't come to your place and harass you. Thank you. Ugh. Just, I really don't care for you. Is that better? I think that's better. Whew. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. I buried my stuff again. Let's see. My guest page always gets buried. Okay, I see you now. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to move some stuff. Call me the sun. Hey, are you over 18?
Howdy.
Hi.
Hear me?
Yeah. Are you over 18?
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm in my 20s.
Okay, good. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Okay, before I tell you, I'm just gonna warn you, I won't be here very long, so because I got somewhere to go be, but it caught my interest, so I was like, yeah, I got 2 or 3 minutes I can spend on this. Okay, why am I not vegan? I'm not vegan because most of the animals that I would consume would otherwise not care about what would happen to me. Like if like I'm just saying, like, these cows that we're eating don't appreciate the fact that we're not eating them, and giving any opportunity they will trample you to death. And any deer will do the same thing. Any bear, any wolf, any food that you eat, they do not care that you are not eating them. In fact, they would rather tear you to pieces. So because there is no level.
Can I then exploit children because they don't care what happens to me?
You know, comparing people and humans is really disgusting, right?
Why?
Because we're human beings made in the likeness and image of God, and they're animals.
Okay, well, I don't believe in your God, so why can't I exploit children?
Oh, okay, because children don't hold malice and animals do.
Yeah, they do. They can be angry. They can hold a grudge.
Children cannot
I've
be
seen
evil,
kids
and
be
if you
really
think that they
violent.
can.
I've seen lots of kids be violent.
Yes, but that's
There are
likely
kids.
coming out
There
of
are
a
kids
place
that
of
might take my
misunderstanding.
life. There might be kids that might take my life. So because some kids don't care about me, am I now allowed to exploit children for my
Well, I'm
benefit?
not going to let you stand on this high ground where you're
Well,
comparing
you can
animals
leave.
and human
You
beings.
can leave then.
Well, yeah, like I said, I was going to. It's just
Okay.
I'm going to.
Have a good day then. Like, your argument is very silly because it doesn't matter what you think animals want to do to you. I really don't think that a cow, a chicken, or a pig want to harm you. They probably just want to go do what they want to go do. So these are some of the most docile animals that we exploit. Your argument is silly. Why aren't we eating wolves then? Lions. Why don't we eat them? We don't. Because they're harder to hunt. They're harder to capture, and there's also toxins that bioaccumulate in their body. But yeah, your argument's silly. The reason is because they're easier to dominate. That's why we choose those animals to do that to. And we just ignore the fact that they have a similar capacity to suffer just because we like the way they taste. But, if you'd tasted human flesh, you might change your mind about eating humans, right? If taste pleasure is what justifies it, humans taste like bacon. So is human farming now justified because we taste like bacon? Look up the term long pig. Hey, country boy Corey, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am.
What year were you born?
2000.
So you're 25?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
I don't know if I believe you. I'll let you go for now, but if you do show signs of being a child, I will drop you. Why aren't you vegan
No,
yet?
I just like meat.
Okay. So have
Just
you ever considered what the animals have to go through?
yeah, I've been in a lot of ranches.
All right, so
Been in a
walk
lot
me
of
through what happens to a cow when they're going to be unalived in a slaughterhouse. Walk me through it.
they just die. They just get killed.
So you,
But
so you don't have any idea.
no, not like slaughterhouse, but
Okay,
as
so
far
what
as I
process
mean
do
they
you know if you're a rancher? Because I don't believe you. So you need to tell me, prove to me. How do you prove to me
no,
that you're a rancher?
I'm saying ranches are like animals don't live bad. So
So why can't I have human slaves if I treat them well?
no.
Why not?
No.
It's a
They don't live.
symbiotic relationship. I give them a home and maybe some food, maybe some clothing, and then they provide me their labor. And when I feel like maybe they're getting a little too old, I take their life and I eat their flesh.
Well, because one is an animal and one is a human.
What's the difference?
One is cannibal.
What's the moral? That's that's the not it's not the morally relevant difference. What's the morally relevant difference?
Um, one like yeah, it's called the food chain.
What's the food chain?
Big animal eats
I
small
think
animal. I
I
think you know.
think you need to go do some research. You're not at that grade yet. Hey,
Girl, you cannot be talking.
okay, goodbye. I don't need tone policers that aren't vegan. Thank you. Lord of Lords, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm over 18.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
I'm not vegan because my diet is omnivorous. I eat both meat and vegetables and fruits.
Okay, do you know what the animals go through?
Yeah, pretty much. Didn't watch a documentary like a lot of y'all want us to do, but
What
yeah, I know
animals do
they go
you
through a lot of
consume?
alcohol. I eat a lot of pork, steak. I just had a steak the other
What
day.
do what
Chicken.
do pigs go through to become bacon?
Oh, we take their bacon as belly meat.
No, what do we do to them before that?
I don't know. I said I didn't watch the documentaries.
Oh, well, I asked you and you said you did. So you're already lying
I
to
said
me?
pretty
So
much.
you're already
No, I'm
lying
not
to
lying.
me. Guys, don't lie to me. Just be honest. Okay? It's okay if you don't know. Hey, Jacob, are you over 18?
Yeah, I literally just turned 19 2 days ago.
Okay. Happy belated birthday.
Appreciate it.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
Um, I was never grown up that way.
That's fair. Do you know what the animals go through?
Um, Not entirely, but like I know they like to be fattened up and put in holding cells and shot, and
Does that sound fair?
they like to be educated.
Well,
Nah,
I mean,
I
just
mean,
from what you described, I mean, obviously that's not everything, but what you just described, is that fair to them?
I wouldn't say it's the most sustainable way to,
No, I
you
asked,
know,
is it fair?
treat them.
Is it fair? Do you think they want that?
I mean, no, but like we also don't want a lot of things that we have to go through.
Yeah, but if we can avoid, like, do you think we need to do it?
I don't think if I was a farmer that sold steak, I don't think I would be
No,
putting them in holding cells and fattening them up.
do you think that we need to use animals at all?
Well, the thing is, cows are very sustainable because they bring like 500 pounds of
Do you
meat.
think we need to use animals at all? Yes or no?
Yeah.
What do we need from animals?
Well, back then they would use animals as
No, 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 no,
transportation
no,
and
no. You
food.
not back then. What do we need from animals now?
I feel as if they give more nutrition than what we would get from plant-based
What makes you say that?
resources.
What makes you say that?
Um, when me and my friends used to go to the gym, we wouldn't get our protein intake from
But that's not
soybeans. We would get
evidence.
it
That's
from
not evidence.
what do you mean?
I'm telling, why do you think
That
you
you
can't get
get
your
more protein out
protein?
of a
Have you
steak.
ever looked
You
up,
get
there are vegan bodybuilders. Have you ever looked those up before?
Yeah, and a lot of those bodybuilders, it's because of religion.
What?
If yes, like Muslim,
No,
they would not eat.
no, no.
Okay,
Look up Patrick Baboumian. Look up Hench Herbivore. Look up,
I'll do that later.
what? I'm sorry?
I'll do that later.
So these people are just
I will do
vegan.
that later.
They're just vegan. So you can get plenty of protein. If you want, you can go talk to Brian Turner on YouTube or even the Hinch herbivore that I mentioned.
I mean,
And you
that's
can
good for
talk to
them,
them
but
about how to
I mean
build
that's good for
muscle
them, but
on a whole food plant-based diet. Well, no, I just debunked your terrible claim. You said that you can't get enough protein. I just showed you, yes, you
I didn't
can.
say you can't. I'm just saying
Then
that's
why aren't
easier.
you vegan?
It's because it's just easier. It's more
It's
convenient
not
for me.
easier. It's the same. It really, you don't eat much different. I mean, if you're going to be bodybuilding, you're going to be eating a lot more food anyway. So you might as well eat without using a sentient being. Like, what if you were the one in the cage? Would you accept this, that the other person using you is like, well, I could get my protein from some other source, but I guess I'd rather get it from you because they sell your body parts at the counter.
All
Is
right.
that what your
Well,
excuse is?
if aliens came down and took upon us, and I mean, what could I really do? What could I really do?
I'm not asking you
I'd
what
have to
you could
sit there
do.
and
I'm
take it.
asking you what you would prefer. Would you prefer they use you, or would you prefer that they left you alone?
Well, obviously, you see, you using humans as a like
You're
when
the
you
one that
said
brought up aliens, dude. You brought them
no,
up. This is your
not in the
example.
way, not in the okay. You know what?
Yeah, okay. Lori, I can't, maybe I can find you actually another way. Hold on. I'm trying to find, here we go. Trying to add you as a moderator again. I can't touch it. Okay, you should be able to mute now. Hold on a second. Multi-guest. Dang it. There we go. Lori, I don't know what's up with your account. TikTok does not like you. It does not like you being on lives for some reason. Can you unmute? Are you able to? Or I don't know if you're even there. Oh, you can't unmute? Well, I don't know what to do now. I definitely changed your thing to full mod again. I like deleted you and then added you back. Okay.
It's gonna work this time, I hope. Let's see. Yay!
Yay! Okay, good.
I'm back.
Right on. Yeah,
Hey,
sometimes
how
it's all
are
too.
you?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Yeah. I heard a couple. I'm okay. My other account got bananaed because I was in Use Live and I think somebody turned me and a couple other people in for false information.
Oh.
And like the whole live went bonk.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm off my other account till the 31st.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous what TikTok is doing.
That's frustrating.
Very
Well, we'll see how long we last.
Well, no. I didn't say anything. Even you went back and looked at it. And
Yeah.
he was like, I don't understand what happened.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how long they let us stay up then.
No, you'll be okay. No,
We'll see.
didn't get put down.
Oh, it
was
wasn't-
just me and a couple other people.
Well, hopefully that nothing happens to you here.
Yeah. It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Awesome. Let's bring someone up. It's good to have you up here, though, Lori.
I miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen you for a few days, actually, huh?
Yeah. I was trying to get a different account going.
Yeah, absolutely. That totally throws everything off. Like, that's why I have my other account, too.
Yeah, big time.
All right, Gil, it doesn't look like it's working. RV, come on down. Oh, hey, Ozark. I was trying to remember your account name, Ozark. I kept calling you Ozark instead of Ozel. It's like, now I don't remember his new account. Ozel.
Hey, yo. Just remember, it's me if I come to your account.
Yeah,
right
I
until
know. I was going
first.
to try to come up earlier and let VSL know that you had to change your account, but you made it up first. So
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't think you were on when that happened, but it was ridiculous.
I was in the comments. The guy said he reported you, so I blocked him from the live.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I figured it was somebody crazy.
Awesome. I'm glad to have you both up here. Hey, Gil. Or is it Gil? Gil Hermy Barrows? You can unmute yourself. Oh, maybe I muted you. I don't know.
No, he doesn't look muted. I don't see him muted. Maybe he just hasn't loaded yet, but I don't know. We got two.
It says he's loaded.
Yes.
Darn.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, I hear you now. Hello. Oh. Oh, no. Dang. Okay. Well, I'll try to keep a lookout for you if you wanted to come up. L Cookies.
Hello?
Hi, are you over 18?
Yes.
What year were you
I am
born?
over 18. I was born 2007.
What and how old does that make you?
Makes me...
I don't buy it.
Let me do the math. Hold on a second. That makes me
I looked at his profile and he's young.
That's too funny. Oops, I was trying to click on Reese. I'll do you next, Reese. TikTok duck. The screen literally shifted as I clicked. Oh. Oh, maybe not. Sorry, TikTok duck. It wasn't working. Reese, come on down. Hey, Reese, are you...
Hello?
Hey, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What year were you born?
2007.
And how old does that make you?
18.
Okay. You just sound very young. Why?
No, I'm 18, man. I'm old enough to join the military, so I'll tell you that.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Um, I don't know, because I just like meat.
Have you ever considered what the animals
Pause.
go through?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you do have to consider that we're at the top of the food chain.
So what do animals go through? Like, what are the animals you use?
We've had,
Chickens, pigs?
well, right now, since I'm trying to cut a lot of lean meat, so turkey, uh, chicken, lean beef.
How do you think they feel about being used?
I mean, a lot of animals don't really have. I mean, like besides cows and let's see, yeah, mainly cows. I mean, pigs, chickens, and turkeys are. I mean, stupid.
Do
They
you know
can't.
what
They can't really comprehend. They know what they're.
Do you know what
Sort of going
sentience
through. But I
is?
mean, yes, ma'am, I do.
What is it?
It's a conscious being.
So it's the ability to have a subjective experience. So they can have their own experience of pain and joy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that chickens and turkeys, all avian birds, they're also sentient?
Yeah.
Okay, so they care about what happens to them?
I mean, yeah. Anything with a brain is not gonna want to die. I mean,
Right, right.
it's
That's
instinct.
actually that's great that you point that out, because that is the basis for sentience. Is you have to have the organs like a brain or a central nervous system to express preference to continue living.
Yeah.
So if the only thing that we care about in each other is our sentience, why are we not respecting all beings that are sentient?
Well, let me ask you this: does let's say a bear care about the sentience? I mean,
Let's
no,
let's answer
no.
questions with answers, not questions, please.
Is this not a debate, sir?
Yeah, in debates you answer questions with answers that are like
Yes or no?
inferential. You don't follow up with questions.
Okay, brother. Ask the question again.
So why aren't you respecting all sentient beings the way that you want to be respected by not exploiting them?
Because I want to. I don't know. We're at the top of the food chain. We can.
What's stopping you
We can
from
eat
leaving
them.
this conversation vegan?
Uh, well, I mean, nothing at all besides the fact that I want to eat meat. I mean,
What if
okay.
you
Let
were
me
the
let me
one
ask you this.
what if you were the one being oppressed and you were the one in the cage? Would you want your oppressor to use you nicely, conventionally, or not at all?
That's kind of a. I mean, it. If they were the top, let's
Yeah,
say if
they're
a
the
pig
top.
was the
They're
top of the
dominant
food
right now.
chain,
They put you in a
all
cage
right.
and they're going to do what they want to you out of your preference, because you're sentient and you can make preferences. If you could have the choice, which would be your preference? To be used nicely, to be used conventionally, or to be not used at all?
Okay, I like that question. Um, in the long term, not used at all. But I mean, let's take horses as an example for this. They are used conventionally to pull wagons, to
Is that
do
fair?
farm work. Um, if they are given a home, I have
So
an
what's
aunt
the
that
difference
owns
between that
horses.
and me having human
Hold
slaves?
on, can I finish?
What's the difference between having a horse pull a cart and me having a human pull a cart and me treating them just like the horse? What's
Well, first of all, okay. Well, if you are a good horse owner and you treat your horses right,
I'm a good slave
they
owner.
have.
I take really good care of my slaves.
Oh my gosh. Well, you really do not let anybody finish their questions, do they?
It's because I'm debunking
Um,
your point.
you're
You're
not, because I haven't even
you
made my
are
point. You're
literally
interrupting my
ignoring
point every time.
Reese.
Yeah, I
I
just
am
want to mention
interrupting
these
you.
are common. I
Go
just
ahead,
want to
Reese.
mention these are common inquiries and responses to what we get.
Yeah.
So we're just like interrupting because it's efficient. We've heard the
Ah,
argument time and time again. We know what you're implying. So that's why.
Yeah.
It's not to be disrespectful. It's because we hear the same stuff again and again, and the response is always going to be the same.
Yeah, okay. That's still
Ozark, do you want to take over?
let
Maybe
me make
I'll take a moment. I don't know if maybe you have the patience
let
right
me
now and
make
I
my
don't.
point. Like what?
But that's up to you. I was just
Oh
trying to keep
yeah,
the
no, I'm
conversation
genuinely
efficient.
asking. I'm genuinely asking if you would like
Yeah,
to.
so Reese, let me know what your question is or what you're about to say. I'll let you go ahead in good faith, and then I'll
Okay.
respond on
And
that.
then you can respond however you guys usually respond. I'm fine with that. Okay, listen, if you are a good horse owner, my aunt takes care of horses. She has them pull her, it's a little cart too. It's not like a big O, 1880s cart with a whole house attached to it, everything that you have, it's I mean, if you give them a home, you give them food, you give them everything they need, and they pull stuff for you, or they do shows for. I've seen horses that are happy doing that. You can tell when a horse is happy or mad. I mean, they'll kick the shit out of you if they don't want to do what they're gonna do. Um,
Necessarily.
I mean,
Okay.
what do you have to say? I mean, they're
Listen,
happy.
yeah,
My
Reese,
my
I
aunt's
understand what you're saying, like pretty much from a welfare perspective. Like, they're getting the best life, they have the best equipment, you're making sure they're happy. Like, what
yeah.
about that? So I'm just gonna reply with yeah, I believe that all exploitation of others, like that it robs them of their intrinsic value in those specific horses, despite how well they might perceive to be feeling. They're still being exploited because they're trained and coerced into those situations. So I'm gonna and I'll explain what I mean by that, and maybe you'll be able to understand. I know that
I
people don't
understand
like.
totally.
Well, I know that people don't like the human to animal comparison, but humans are animals, so it is a logical analogy when it's
Yeah.
brought
Oh
up.
no, for sure, for sure.
So I'll just provide a similar example, right? So we have like let's say like a couple adopts a child, right? They treat that child like the best that they can, but for the rest of their life or the rest of that child's life and into their adulthood, they are coerced and kept into a situation to where the people that adopted that child are consistently benefiting unfairly from that individual that they adopted. Despite how well they are treated, they are not allowed to leave. They are not allowed to go live their life and explore their own autonomy. They are forced to be in that position, and they might not even be aware of it. Would you think that that would be an ethical situation for that individual that was adopted?
No, but let me say this. My this is not everybody's horses. This is not. This is just what I have experienced. My aunt's horses are not gated in. They have a barn, and they can come up to the house. They can do whatever they want. Granted, we do live in a wooded area, so it would be hard for them to get through there. They've never even went near there. We don't have an electric collar fence, whatever that is. We don't have anything. They can leave if they want to leave, and they haven't.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand. Are you
yes,
familiar with
fully. I mean,
Stockholm syndrome?
I am.
Yeah, so I mean, like people can be coerced into like being sympathetic or even like being comfortable with the exploitation that they're currently undergoing, because we can agree not all levels of harm are exploitation, or not all levels of exploitation are as harmful as the next.
Yeah.
But we are still like coercing and manipulating these beings into these situations, and that's still denying them of their intrinsic value when we don't have to be doing that. And that's what we reject. Doesn't matter how well you're treating somebody, how well you coerce and manipulate them into thinking like that their conditions are just right and accepting. It still doesn't change the act that they're being exploited.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Well, I do have a question. If let's say we're like, back on the topic of actual veganism, because we're not. I mean, we don't eat horses. Other countries do, but we don't eat horses. Um. If you were on an island. Okay, and I know you've probably heard this before. Yeah. But you were on an island, nothing else there. No fruits, no vegetables, no coconuts, no. You didn't know how to make fishing gear. Okay, and there was and you crashed your boat with just a chicken. All right. At what point do you eat that chicken. Because I mean, eventually we are
I'll answer
animals.
this.
Eventually, your animal instinct is gonna come out, and you're gonna eat that animal because that's what lions do. They get hungry as shit. They,
Yeah, I
gonna
understand the
starve to
inquiry. I
us.
don't want to forget it, so I will follow up. I promise. But first, I want to mention veganism isn't just a diet; it rejects all exploitation. Now that like we cleared that up, back to your island hypothetical, right? First thing I'd have to clarify is what is that chicken eating to survive? Because that chicken, they are also omnivores and they have digestive tracts that require similar sustenance to us. I would probably look for that food source first,
So
because
like
that would likely
grass
be more
and
abundant. But yeah, chickens can't digest grass like cows; they're not ruminants,
oh,
so
I
they'd
didn't
have
know
to be
that.
eating other stuff. But like
They just do
in the
chicken
case of
feed.
that specific situation, if I absolutely had to, I could consider it because even though exploitation is ethically reprehensible, it would be
Okay.
justifiable because we're against the unnecessary exploitation, right? So we understand that there are circumstances where like the exploitation, despite being ethically reprehensible, could be justifiable. Does that make
Well,
sense?
yeah, but I'm saying there's no food source there, like besides the chicken.
Well, yeah, I just followed up with it. Like, even if like I did decide that I should consume the chicken, even though it's ethically reprehensible, it would be justifiable because it would be necessary for my survival. We're specifically
Oh,
talking
okay,
to people
okay.
that like shop at grocery stores and have options.
Got it, got it, got it.
You
So
know,
you're not gonna go to like the vegan teacher. She even said that like the tribes in like the tribal people should be vegan as well. When sometimes they do not have that option. Yes, they can grow crops, but some of them are not in the
yeah, for some
Anybody can
people,
be vegan.
agriculture's yeah, for some people, like agriculture is like highly impractical, and to expect them to just change is also highly impracticable.
okay.
So like even in those circumstances, when somebody is like has to rely on exploitation, they can still live to the vegan philosophy by abstaining from the exploitation that's unnecessary.
So
And
like the horses.
well, I mean, like in those situations, I mean, if there's an argument for necessity, sure. But I just don't understand that now, except maybe in those specific situations, like up in the Arctic Circle, where they do have to haul their food, and they
Yeah.
don't have access to stuff like that. Like, sure, we can argue that for necessity, but like in those specific situations, like even though they have to rely on exploitation, they can still like abstain from the exploitation that's unnecessary. Just because they have to doesn't mean they need to maximize it. But in
Yeah, yeah,
regard to
yeah.
those,
So
in regard
you
to
guys are mainly talking about the people that go to the grocery store, buy meat, and bring it home and cook it. That's what you are guys are talking. Or the people that have farms and maybe not mass produce meat, because I know a lot of farmers that will let their cows pass normally and then eat their cows. What do you say about that genuinely?
yeah, I don't really know any farmer that does that.
Really?
Eating, yeah, like, and I know quite a like I live in a farming community. Throughout my life, I've known quite a bit of farmers, and they usually just cart them off when they're pretty young or slaughter them pretty young because
Wow, that
eating old
is.
meat just isn't
Oh
it's
no,
not desirable. But like
no.
in those cases, I can say that they're still like if they're purchasing those cows or acquiring those cows because they want to eat them after they pass away, that's still exploitation because they're still commodifying that animal.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I do have a question. I actually don't know. I mean, my aunt was vegetarian, so she still drank like she just didn't eat meat. She still drank milk and eggs and stuff like that. So vegans don't eat or drink milk or eat eggs or cheese, right?
No, they don't. We
Okay.
don't consume animal products if we don't have to.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna really quickly leave you with this and then hand it back. Right. So we can avoid unnecessarily exploiting others. There's really no excuse not to. So I would just have to ask you, and then I'll let somebody else that's on the panel follow up if they want to, why you believe it's acceptable to unnecessarily exploit other sentient individuals.
Well, I don't necessarily believe it's, I mean, moral, but I mean, everybody's not necessarily perfect. I mean, in my case, I just like meat. I don't really. I mean, it's not. I don't really. I know I care for the animals. I love animals, but I mean, I know you guys think you can't love animals if you eat them. But I mean,
So
I
what
used to
we're
work on a
saying is,
farm.
you understand what we're saying if we're talking about respecting other humans. Would you say farming humans is respecting humans?
No,
Would you say eating humans is respecting humans?
no,
Can you say that you love humans and eat them at the same time?
no. But
Okay,
in
so
my
that's why we're
opinion,
saying you can't say that you love animals and then send them to their demise without their best
okay,
interest
but it's not.
considered.
You're acting like I'm in the
If
slaughterhouse,
I
you know,
pay
chopping off their
someone,
head.
if I pay someone to off another person, am I culpable for that schmurder?
Yes,
You're paying
but I'm
someone to
paying someone to
unalive the
package.
animals. You're paying someone to unalive the animals. If no one buys those products, do you think they're going to keep making them?
Uh, I mean, probably.
If no one buys their products, do you think they're going to keep making them? Do
Well,
you know
no,
how
but no,
supply and
it's never
demand
gonna happen.
works? Do you know how
I
supply and
do.
demand
I'm
works?
very
Do you
yes.
understand that a business doesn't want to lose
Yeah.
money?
No,
Do you
but I mean
understand?
that
You're not listening, Reese. You're just talking.
your point's not
Do
valid
you
because it's never gonna happen.
understand that a business needs to make money?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you
I have a
understand
vision.
that they will cut costs? They don't want to just make things that no one will buy.
Yeah,
So you do.
but
So
if
now
it's
understand with me. Tell
meat,
me that you understand supply and demand, that you are demanding something and they are supplying it. Do you understand?
yeah, I
So
understand.
when
A
you
business
go to the
cannot do
store,
anything
you're
without
giving
money.
your money to a hitman. Those
Okay, yeah,
animals are
that's
shaking in a cage because you demand they be there.
yeah,
So, do you
that's
feel
a
comfortable with that? Do you feel comfortable that you're giving those
honestly.
people your money?
So I don't have to go out and do it myself. Yeah.
So you're okay with people putting animals in cages and using them without their consent?
I mean, yeah. Usually, I don't tend to go
So do you
towards
think that it's
big meat
moral that I
growers.
kick dogs for fun?
See, now we're just going into
Reese,
the.
can you just answer my
This is a
questions?
pet. Okay, well, you have. How
What's
about this?
wrong with me
Do you
kicking
have a
dogs?
pig? Do
What's
you have a
wrong
pig
with
for a
me
pet?
kicking Reese? Do you have a problem with talking to women? You were talking to Ozark so well. Ozell, sorry. Why can't you
I
talk
don't.
to me? Okay. Why can't you talk to me, Reese? Is it intimidating to talk to a strong woman? Is that what it is? You're still on mute. Can you not find the button either? It's in the middle.
I didn't see that. No, I'm not intimidated by you at
Okay, so
all.
then take it down a notch. Is it moral for me to kick a dog? Yes or no?
No.
Why not?
Because it's a pet.
What does that matter? You can have a pig for a pet.
Okay.
So why is it immoral for me to kick a dog for fun?
Because do you know the history of
It's not that hard.
dogs?
It's not that hard. Kicking a dog is immoral because they're having an experience and it's negative if I kick them, right? If you were the
That's
dog, you wouldn't want to be kicked because that would be an unpleasant experience and you did nothing to deserve
life's
it.
life's full of negative
Reese,
experiences.
oh my God, dude. You were able to focus with Ozell. What is going on, dude? Like suddenly you're like,
Nothing.
oh, I gotta bite the bullets on really dumb premises. Why is kicking a dog
What?
wrong, Reese?
You just said because it has feelings.
Exactly. So why don't you think the cow has the same feelings? Is it okay to kick a cow?
No, but
Okay,
they
well,
can't really
you're
feel.
escalating the violence. You're removing their heads, and they don't like it. They turn away from the knife. They don't want it. And you're forcing your want onto them for 15 minutes of taste pleasure. You could
Did you
eat
hear what he
something
said?
else. No, what did he say?
You said before you started explaining to him that they wouldn't care if they get kicked or in a situation like that. Or they
Oh,
don't
Reese, you
feel
said that you can kick cows? Okay, well then we're done here.
not kick cows, but he said they wouldn't feel it.
They feel it. I was done talking to that guy anyway. He clearly can't talk to
know.
women. He was so, like, he was absolutely fine talking to Ozell. And then as soon as I'm talking to him, he just hit a fucking wall. Oh, I can't think
About that
right.
yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
I noticed that's like common amongst men, and it's very cringy.
It's so cringy. It's like, I just heard you having a hard conversation in a decent tone. What just happened? Now you're just like, no, that's not right. Like, his tone and the way his answers are so wishy-washy instead of, oh, I see what you're saying.
Right.
It's like I'm his mother, and he's suddenly like, oh, I don't like it. Like, if I'll meet you at your energy, and I try not to, but if you're being a dick, I'm going to be a dick back at you. P1 inch. Are you there?
Yes.
What's your name? I don't know what to call you.
Lois.
Lewis, okay. So are you over 18?
Yeah.
All right. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Nothing tastes as good as a brisket.
How do you know?
I've tried it all.
Tell me what you've tried.
All sorts of vegetables.
Okay. What about like making seitan or maybe seasoning something so that it tastes like a brisket?
Yeah. I put everything on a grill, seasoned
What'd you
it,
put on a
and
grill though?
honestly,
Specifically.
nothing.
Specifically.
Sorry?
Specifically,
Like,
what have you tried to taste like a brisket?
Zucchini?
Why not, again, why not seitan? Do you know what seitan is?
No, I don't know what that is.
See, you just can't. Why do people come up here and lie? Why do you come up here and lie?
What is it?
Seitan is gluten from bread. It's the protein out of wheat. And
I try to stay away from gluten. It doesn't agree with me.
Okay. What about beans and soy?
Yeah, I've tried a lot of beans.
I don't know if I believe you. I think you're lying. But let's just go with it. I'm just going to go with it. I don't like liars, I got to say. But let's say you're being honest.
I'm Mexican, so beans has always been a dish on the side.
Okay, so your taste pleasure, does that justify violating someone's body or using someone without their consent? Does your pleasure justify that?
No, it's not just mouth taste. It's what.
Yeah, it is just
gives
mouth
me
taste.
nutrients.
What nutrients do you
No,
need
it's
from a
not.
brisket? Because I haven't had brisket in 9 years, dude.
Well, you should try it.
I had meat. I had meat. No, you need to stop. I had meat. I've only been vegan since I was 28. All right, I'm 37 now. So I've had it before. You don't need to be a prick. I'm asking you, what do you need from animal products? What is it you need from them?
I'm just trying to lighten the mood.
What do you need from animal products?
Everything that they provide.
Yeah, you don't even know. So you came up here lying that you've tried everything vegan, and you've lied now that you need the nutrition. You don't even know what you need.
Yeah, dude,
All
you're
sorts
just
of
circular
vitamins.
reasoning at this point. So can you name a specific nutrient?
Vitamin. Let's see, B1.
Yeah, you can get your
B1.
B vitamins on a plant-based diet.
B1.
No, your body doesn't really digest it.
You can't get B9 from meat, though. You can't get vitamin C from meat.
That's true.
You can't get
Yes.
fiber or your PUFAs or your alpha-linoleic acid from meat.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know like what I'm talking about. I think you're just making claims and don't actually know what you're talking about. So can we at least concede that you don't actually know and you might just kind of be uneducated on the issue?
I haven't been brushed up on the whole vitamins and what they provide, but
And that's
I do
fine. Yeah,
know how
like
my body responds
that's
to these foods,
That's
that's
fine.
and that's why I'm
okay to
not
not
vegan.
know. I
Yeah.
just want to mention though, like a claim without evidence is going to be dismissed without evidence. So if
No,
you
it's
don't act,
wisdom.
so if you don't actually know, just don't make the claim because it's like more than likely not true.
No, I know it in my gut.
Your gut?
Yeah,
So you don't use science, you just use two neurons and put those together and go, I figured it out.
pretty much. Yeah,
Oh, buddy.
it's
You
worked so
should
far.
learn about this new thing called science where they do
Hmm.
tests, they repeat those tests, and that's how we know if something's true because sometimes you can experience something that's not actually what it is. You can misunderstand what's happening.
So can I ask you how you get your folate, which is a B vitamin?
No idea.
Could I ask how you get your magnesium?
From a pill.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, you can take vitamins on a plant-based diet and get everything you need.
Hmm.
But
I
like all
mean,
those nutrients,
what it boils
those
down to
nutrients I just
is
mentioned are also abundant in plants. They're
I
not
didn't hear
abundant
the
in
entire
meat.
question. Can you repeat the question?
Oh, I just asked you like what specific like where you specifically get those nutrients, and then I was just mentioning like those are like nutrients that are abundant in plants like that you don't generally get in meat. And then you mentioned like, well, you can take a pill and get your stuff. Like you can do that on a plant-based diet if you're not getting enough nutrients. Like nutrient inadequacies are common in both meat-based and plant-based diets if you have bad diet planning. But on a well-planned plant-based diet, you can get all the essential nutrients that you need.
I mean, here's the thing though, and this is what the whole, the vegan diet and advocates and the whoever makes the food, all the tofu and stuff like that, what they try to replicate is a taste of the mouthfeel and also the satiation that you get from eating
So,
meat,
do
and
you
they don't get
want
it
to
anywhere else. If when I eat
respectfully?
meat,
I don't
I
want you to
don't I
dish
don't
gab,
think
right?
about
I
food
want to
unless
respond. So, I just want to ask:
okay.
do you think that like vegans quit eating meat because they didn't like eating meat?
No, I mean I'm sure they did it for a good reason and
Yeah,
because
we
they
did it
feel that they
because we
want to.
connected with the ethics and realized that we are unnecessarily exploiting others.
I mean that's your interpretation of being ethical.
Okay, so what do you base your ethics around then? I'm assuming that you do have some sort of ethical stance. So I'm going to ask you, within the like ethical stance and the moral system that you have, what do you base that on?
I base it on treating the animals right, correctly, taking care of them, giving them any
No. I'm not
medicine
talking
that
about
they
the
need,
animals
caring for them, and
specifically.
then once they
L-
come to the end of their life, we we end that life ethically, morally,
Yeah,
as
no,
quickly and
I'm
as
not
painless as
asking
possible.
like I'm not asking you how you're necessarily applying them. I'm like specifically asking at the base, what is your ethical foundation based upon?
I'd say Christianity.
Christianity. Oh, so it's you believe that God commands morals.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't like actually you don't actually have your own ethical system and base it on anything.
I mean, I feel like everybody kind of has their own lines of where they draw on the sand,
So
what they're good with and what they're not good with.
so maybe let me ask you this. There's another human being in front of you. Like what prompts you to treat them ethically?
I just know instinctually to treat them right
Why though? Why do you think you should treat them right?
because it's the right thing to do. I just
What
know in my
Yeah, I get it,
in
but what makes it right? What specifically? I'm looking for something and I do believe you
it's
have the answer.
it's to treat someone how I would want to be treated.
And exactly. So what specifically about that? Your experience?
Yes.
Okay, so we are basing ethics on experience, right? Now I just want to mention that these other animals that have sentience have a capacity for that experience as well.
Hmm.
Yep. So that's the ethical foundations that we are building veganism upon, right? It
But
is let me
Okay,
just finish really quick, and I'll let
go
you
ahead.
finish what you have to say. Right. So we build it on the fact that anyone with sentience has the capacity for some level of experience, and that experience can very likely be measured differently across all species and every individual, including you and me. You and I can experience have a very different conscious experience to a different degree, right? It would be inconsistent if we were to say, well, they don't have, they might not experience it the way I do. So it's okay for me to exploit them. That would be like both ableist, but also an egregious assumption that their life is somehow like not worth much to them as ours is to us, right?
Hmm.
So that's why we stopped eating meat. It wasn't because of the taste. It was because we connected with the ethics and realized that they have the same capacity that we do for a subjective phenomenal experience, which is what we base ethics around in general. That was all I had to say. So
Hmm.
thank you for listening.
Of course.
So, vegan from now on?
No.
So, what is it that in your mind still makes it morally acceptable to see a someone as a something and use animals as a resource?
I believe animals have been put on this earth to be a resource to human
Okay.
beings.
So, if I offered a like documentary, would you be willing to watch it?
Sure.
It's called Christspiracy. It's not a debunk film of religion. If it's actually looking at the sea scrolls and the words that a lot of Christians point at, like dominion. And there's other words as well, like
Hmm.
a lot of people say that Jesus ate fish. So I really encourage you to check out Christspiracy because it actually is a great breakdown of the Bible, and they take a look at how Jesus lived his life. Would you be willing to watch that?
Sure. I'll look at if I can remember.
Yeah,
Christ spiracy. Okay.
Christspiracy, yeah. But like I said, it's not a debunked film of religion. It's literally just going back in history and looking at how Jesus might have lived his life and what these words actually mean. They look at like the den of thieves and what might have actually been happening in that situation. It's just a really great documentary. I'm not religious myself, but it was still very eye-opening, and yeah, I thought it was really poignant.
Okay.
All right, so I'll leave us there because I feel like I don't want to try to push your religion any harder. I just feel like maybe there's parts of it that have been manipulated, possibly. And if you watch that, I'd
Yeah.
love for you
I
to
mean,
come back up.
yeah, it's the whole my religion isn't like the biggest part, like I said, and they could sound like they're being selfish and that I want to eat them about how they taste. But I mean, honestly, I've been on a carnivore-ish diet, and I have never felt better. My energy levels have been stable. When I eat a 3 egg omelets with some sausage and bacon, I don't even eat lunch
Okay,
because
but
how satiated
I
I am
appreciate
and how
that you
much
feel
energy I
better.
have.
I really do. I'm happy that you, as an individual, are feeling better and healthier. But you're doing this at the expense of somebody else, and there's a way for you to feel just as good without using the animals. And if you genuinely did prefer to live without using the animals but still feeling good, healthy, and regular, I would just say, there's Vegan Easy. I have this resource right here where you can talk to nutritionists about what you think your specific nutritional needs are, and they can help you find that in products that are near you. But it's up to you if you want to live that way, right? Like, do you like the idea that you have to take someone's life and spill their blood in order to feel good? Or would you like to find a way to feel good and not take the life of somebody else?
I mean, see that's a problem with the veganism is all this vocabulary using these sort of extreme
Well,
examples of
this is the problem with
flesh
people who
eating.
use
It
animals.
sounds.
But this is the problem with people that use animals. You're speaking with supremacist language. You think that you're better than them when really, morally speaking, you care about your life just as much as they do. You
Well,
just
yeah,
you
every
just
animal's
demean
gonna
them.
care about their life.
You
No one's
just
gonna want to
you
live
demean
and to
them,
die.
but you need to make yourself feel better because the idea of doing something terrible to an innocent being doesn't sit right with you.
It's not
But the
demeaning. It's
idea
it's
of
putting
violating
them in their
someone.
place.
So if you understand that when we had human slavery, the same language was applied to another sentient being, saying they were in their place, right? They did better under the watch of a slave owner. That wasn't fair. Those sentient beings wanted to live free with their own purpose. Instead,
I mean, you can't compare slaves to
but you can't
animals.
tell me the morally
It sounds like
relevant
that's what
difference.
one's a human being and the other one is
It
an
doesn't
animal.
matter. They both want to live. When you say they're not human being, you're saying they're not in my group. Even though we share
Here's
this
the thing.
capacity. Hold on, listen. What I'm trying to say is we share this capacity to want to, we animals and humans and non-human animals share this preference to continue making more experiences to weigh out into preferences. That's what all sentient beings share. We want to continue living free of harm and be comfortable and keep having experiences. And we all care what happens to us. And that's all that matters. So if that's what we care about in other humans, why not extend that to other sentient beings who are also having their own experience?
Don't you think that vegetables also want to live?
No.
Yeah, there are studies that
No.
show that certain leaves, when they feel
What
the
is sentience?
crunching of leaves,
What is
change
sentience?
their profile.
What is sentience? The ability to have subjective feelings like pain. Do you really think that it is advantageous for plants to feel pain?
I don't know.
Why, if plants can feel pain, why didn't they develop the ability to move?
Because they're plants.
Do you know what pain is? Like, why do we feel pain?
Yeah, it's a physical.
But what's the purpose?
So
what benefit is there to feeling pain?
Why is it that those plants?
You're not answering my question. What is the benefit of plants feeling pain, sir?
I don't know.
It's so that plants don't feel pain. Hush. The reason why we feel pain is to get away from danger. Plants don't need that. That's why they don't move. They don't need to have experiences. They thrive without being sentient. Go ahead, Ozal.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that there is a difference between something like basal cognition and sentience, right? All life has the capacity for basal cognition. That doesn't mean that all life is sentient and has the capacity to experience what they are experiencing. So that's what the difference is, right? These studies conclude that they have a level of basal cognition, but there's nothing that's unequivocally demonstrated them to be sentient. But we can assume that they are in this hypothetical, right? Because of concepts like the second law of thermodynamics and energy transfer and wasting, which leads to entropy. More plants are going to be required to consume animals just because of the energy wasting that occurs in consumption. So no matter how you look at it, the ethical diet is a plant-based diet.
I don't know if you understood what he said, Lewis. Lewis, his point is, if you care about plant welfare, you would still be plant-based because we're breeding more plants into existence to be fed to animals. If we stopped all animal agriculture, we would reduce our agricultural land use by 75%, still feed 10 billion people. So we're actually right now breeding more plants into existence.
They're all part of the circle of life.
So you don't listen.
I mean,
you didn't listen. You didn't listen at all. You didn't listen at all. You didn't listen at all, did you, Lewis? Ozell laid it out so clearly for you, too, in a man's voice. So clear. Plants are not sentient, and even if they were, we breed more into existence to be used to feed the animals that you then consume or use. So your argument of plants are feeling pain is stupid because you don't even care that they feel pain. And if you did, you would still be plant-based. And if you're trying to call me and other vegans a hypocrite for eating plants that you claim are sentient, again, we're causing less harm if that's the frame you want to look at. But veganism, I don't even know if we've actually defined it. Maybe someone can tell me. Veganism is a principled stance against the exploitation of other sentient beings. If I can avoid demanding your exploitation, I avoid demanding your exploitation. It's that simple. I can get my protein, I can get my vitamins, I can get my taste pleasure, I can get all my entertainment, my clothing, my cosmetics, free of animal use. So what's stopping you from living vegan?
So what happens with all these animals in a perfect world
Why aren't
that
you
are
vegan?
behind cages?
Are you telling me that you're so concerned about what will happen to these animals, that's why you won't go vegan?
I just want to know.
If you answer my question, I'll answer yours. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Would you?
Your choice isn't going to make a difference in that manner. So I'll answer your question after you answer mine, because clearly that's not the reason why you're not vegan yet. That's just an excuse. Why aren't you vegan yet?
It may be an excuse, but it's my reason.
It's not, though. Why does it matter what happens to them?
Eating animals.
But why does it matter what we do with them? Why does that matter with your choices now?
Because the problem is that whatever we do with these animals, if we have them on some sort of sanctuary farm, or we let them loose, other animals are going to kill them and eat them alive.
No, they're not.
They're going to suffer a far worse
No, they won't.
fate.
No, they won't. You're making that up, Lewis. Lewis, you're making it up.
What happens to deer?
You're making this up.
You're
making this up, Lewis. Oh my God, Lewis, shut your freaking hole. Good God. You are just a pile of excuses. Like, I literally don't think he wants to learn at all. Like, what does this argument have to do with your choices? You don't need to demand someone be enslaved, okay? Let's say there's a ton of slaves. What are you going to do with all these slaves? Doesn't matter for your choices. You can just avoid demanding their exploitation. That's all I'm asking. It doesn't matter. One person going vegan can actually prevent 100 to 300 animals a year from being forced into that system. You have a lot of power. And if we have animals after you go vegan, I mean, it's what I would hope is if the world went vegan, that we would come together and figure out how to take care of these beings until they pass away. The longest lived, 20 years. After 20 years, no more domesticated animals because we've cared for them until they naturally passed away. No more breeding. That's it. But that's not where we're at right now. We're at talking to one person at a time to abstain from being a part of that supply and demand system. Because when you go into that store or your friend's house even, and you accept animal products that came directly from exploitation, they're going to replace what you have taken. That means you have put in a demand, and they're going to fulfill it by putting another individual into that system. So those animals are only there because you demand they be there. If you didn't demand that they be there, they wouldn't be born into existence. There's no, they'd be in nature and eaten alive. Okay? They just wouldn't be born. And if at some point, majority of the world was plant-based and we decide we want to shut down all animal ag, the population would already be, I'm sure, minuscule. We could use subsidies that we use to fatten them, to care for them for the rest of their lives. Just in a sanctuary setting. That's it. There's no other animals coming in to eat them. So why aren't you vegan yet?
Why do so many vegans?
No. Lewis, I answered your question even though I asked you to answer my question first, and you didn't. Can I get the respect of you answering my question now? Why are you not vegan?
Because it's healthier for me.
How do you know that?
Not healthier for you.
You're just assuming that because you went on an elimination diet. Yes, the carnivore diet literally, The carnivore diet is literally just an elimination diet. You just eliminated there's some food that you have an allergy to or some sensitivity, okay? You should talk to a professional. Like a plant-based dietitian would be a great option. Hey, I don't want to hurt animals anymore, but I feel really good on this carnivore diet. Can you help me transition to being healthy on a plant-based diet so I feel good but not guilty for, taking someone else's life? That's what a proactive vegan would do.
Yeah, and you're not going to be healthy on a
My nutritionist
meat-based
is mini
diet.
orders.
Louis, you're not going to be healthy on a meat-based diet. You might feel okay right now, but do you understand what they inject into these animals that you eat? Do you understand that the number one killer or unaliver right now of people is heart disease? Do you understand that eating meat can cause diabetes? It can cause Alzheimer's. It can cause all kinds of cancers because it causes inflammation in your body, which starts the effect. You may feel okay right now, but
Yeah,
I
all
don't
that's
know
just
how old you
false.
are, but in maybe a year or two, you might keel over from a heart attack.
Yeah, I just want to mention too, like the doctor that like really like he was like the biggest proponent of the carnivore diet and popularized it, quit because it tanked his testosterone and ruined his joints.
Who was that?
Dr.
Exactly.
Paul Saladino,
Dr.
carnivore MD.
Exactly. You're going to have ED, you're going to have all kinds of problems eating animals that the government has because they are the ones that can do it and put things in them that are going to affect humans. How do you think they're keeping the population of humans to a point? They have to get rid of us somehow.
I don't know if it's so much someone trying to nefariously get rid of us. It's more like, I don't care
Well,
that they're hurting themselves. I'm gonna,
right, but
yeah.
it's like all the stuff they put in our food
I think it's
is
for
what's
addiction, because it's not so much they
I
care
think
about people being unalived, it's that they want your money and your attention, because that's where the real estate is now. It's online
Yeah,
attention.
Well,
well,
that's why
also
they put sugar in everything because it's addicting.
the biggest lobby is like the biotech and pharmaceutical industry, and like insurance companies, and the biggest preventable illnesses that are like that cost the most are generally from animal consumption. Like
Yeah,
our
always.
healthcare costs as a nation would be significantly lower if people adhered to a to healthier like plant diets.
Yeah, all of those studies that came out years ago about heart disease being linked to red meat and all this stuff is all junk science.
Hold on, I'm going to have to ask you to substantiate that because you've made a bunch of claims and didn't even substantiate any of them with any data. So I'm going to have to ask you, like, can you point to me where like I can actually like see that those studies have been concluded to be junk science?
Yeah, I was
Surely
pointed
there's
to
surely
a
there's some meta-analysis.
documentary. I have
No,
a
no, no.
documentary
I don't want a
show
documentary.
you
I
to
want.
give
Yeah, I
you
want
all
a
of you guys.
meta-analysis, right? I want a
It's called
meta-analysis.
it's
Yeah,
called Fat, a documentary.
Yeah, so I can make a documentary right now
Yeah.
and like not cite any resources, and it could still be a documentary. I want like meta-analysis, like actual empirical data that has demonstrated that, please.
Yeah, I'm behind the wheel. I can't give you all that.
Oh,
Oh, you
okay.
can't be driving while you're talking on TikTok. Yep.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was driving. That sucks. It had gone pretty long anyway. He still wasn't getting it, so I don't know.
Always with the documentaries or the bro Jogans.
Like, it's fine that documentaries inspire you, but that should inspire you to go look at the evidence, right? Like, they provided a claim, and they should provide some sort of reference. You should look at those references to, oh yeah, this is what was interpreted, instead of just assuming the documentary was honest to you, because like you said, anybody can make a documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't sound like he even follows science at all. He just goes by his gut.
Yeah.
That's what he said, too. He literally said, it's my gut. It's a gut feeling.
Yeah.
Well, that's what racists did, too. They went with their gut.
Well, from a scientific or a biological standpoint, if you eat more fiber, you'll improve that gut of yours. So
True.
Yeah, exactly.
decisions if you start eating more fiber.
You get no fiber in meat. That's for dang
That's
sure.
for dang sure. Yeah. All right. We snaw.
Damn, whoever sent the gifts, thank you. I didn't realize that. I appreciate it.
I didn't even see them either. I do see sometimes
Either. Yes.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
I didn't even see either.
That's very sweet.
Sheesh.
Okay, I thought I hit someone up here, but they're not. They didn't come up. 432.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, are you over 18?
I am. I'm 21.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
That's a good question. So, me personally, I am a practicing Christian. I do my research on it. That's where I get my morality from as well. So, I'm a little bit of a mix between a Catholic, Seventh-day Adventist, and non-denominational. I'm a conscientious objector, so won't join the military, won't take a life, won't hold a gun. So I'm a little bit of an interesting case talking about this. Mainly my diet has been fish, vegetables, and fruit. Not really, I mean, I've eaten red meat before and I do still occasionally, but most of my nutrition doesn't come from that. And then I also don't eat pork. So
Okay. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna be off camera for a second. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
good.
ma'am.
Okay. So for your religion, do you have to use animals?
Do you mind really quickly?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so let's just explain exactly what veganism is first, because like I
Perfect.
understand the Seventh-day Adventists adhere
Yes.
to specific dieting because of their religious morality, right? So
Yes. So most of them are vegetarian, I believe.
yeah, and there's
Mhm.
actually a big study that was done on them because of their lifestyle choices when it comes to veganism and or consumption in general. But yeah, so veganism is just a principled stance against unnecessarily exploiting somebody else's autonomy, right? Of
Okay.
specifically like sentient beings. So it's not a diet. It's the ethics that inspire the diet. I just wanted to clear that up before you guys continued.
Okay. Perfect. And then I'd like to ask a question. What's your morality come from?
It comes from the fact that I am sentient, and all sentient beings
Okay.
want to live free of harm and exploitation, or unnecessary harm and exploitation.
Yeah, and I'll answer too, because I understand yours is like coming from a theistic standpoint. I'm actually a non-dualist, and I believe that ethics are just an emergent part of non-dual awareness, right? So like
Interesting.
when we realize that we are not different from another, we generally extend our ethical considerations towards them because that realized awareness is. So examples would be like civil rights, right? When people thought that they were different than other people, they would exploit them. But when people became aware that they were the same, they extended that moral consideration. So that's how I believe ethics are derived. They're derived as an awareness once the illusion of duality between you and another is broken through.
Okay. Perfect. So, question for you. Does that also apply to animals as well? I mean, I assume it does, but you brought up the civil rights, right? Obviously, both African American and, Caucasian individuals are both humans. Does that extend to animals as well?
Yeah, and the reason why it would is because non-human animals have the same capacity for a subjective phenomenal experience that humans do. They just experience reality differently. Like you and I don't even experience reality the same, but we both have that capacity to experience reality, which moral consideration should be extended there.
Okay. Gotcha. And then, naturally speaking, like food chain, I know y'all talked about it a little bit, but didn't really dive into it. Why, another question, sorry, I know I'm bombarding y'all with questions, but why is it that y'all compare animals to us so easily? Why is it that other animals aren't vegan as well?
Do you know what? Oh, go ahead.
If you wanted to answer this,
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah, I can jump in. Do you know? Have you heard the term moral agent?
Yes, could you define it for me though?
I actually don't know the exact definition, but it's somebody who can weigh out what's right and wrong. Someone who can understand that morality is complex, make decisions for themselves. Like,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
a good word for that would be sapience, like higher rational ability.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
yeah. So,
So you don't take that into account. It's just sentience that you care about,
right,
correct?
because there's also another
Okay.
term called moral patience, where it's not necessarily that they understand morality, but they're just at least sentient in the sense that they care about what happens to them. An example of this relationship would be like a parent to a child. So a parent would be the moral agent and the child would be the moral patient. The moral agent, having this advantage of knowing what's right and wrong, has a moral obligation then to not take advantage of the moral patient. Because if you, as the moral agent, knew if you were the moral patient, you would want to be respected. You would want to have your best interests considered or your consent considered. Do you understand that dynamic? So,
Yes.
so animals are also moral patients. They may not necessarily, some might, but for the most part, they don't necessarily have the luxury of practicing and learning about morality, like what's right and wrong. They're just surviving, just trying to get through life off of the instincts that they were taught. So it's hard to use them as a moral compass, say, oh, well, they do this, therefore it's moral for me to do the same. Because they do a lot of immoral things, right? Like they abandon their young, they'll eat their young if they think they're too small. We would never imitate that and say, well, they do it. Right?
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, that was explained pretty well. So
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And then
Well, so vegan from now on?
I still have a few more points to make.
Okay.
But you've done really good about explaining it so far. And like I said in the chat, I'm very open-minded. So
It does take an open mind. It's not necessarily that you have to be super open. It's just, it does help to be open-minded to new ideas, things you haven't thought about before.
yes, and then I listen to logic. I don't listen to my gut like
Yeah.
the other guy that was talking
I know,
earlier.
that's
But
silly. But that's another example of a moral agent versus a moral patient, right? A moral agent is going to understand that you go off of information. I mean, I shouldn't speak like that. A moral agent could make mistakes, so, but anyway. So I'm just
Okay.
asking, what's stopping you from not wanting to use animals as a resource, respect them as a sentient being?
y'all went into it a little bit with the dietary restrictions and things like that, but I mean, off the top of my head, B12, zinc, iron, things like that are
You don't
much
think you
more
can get those?
efficient to eat animals versus plants. And I mean, I know there's more that come into play, and y'all talked about taking vitamins, but
Well,
So I can like
go ahead.
I actually have a study that does confirm that vegans are lower in specific micronutrients, but people that consume animals are specifically lower in other micronutrients. And I can read that to you. It's pretty brief if you'd like, or I can just summarize it. It just demonstrates that everybody's at risk for inadequacy or deficiency, but a well-planned plant-based or a well-planned diet can always mitigate that. And even if that, like in some cases, does include like fortification and supplementation.
and by no means am I saying I'm a carnivore diet only. I mean, most of my meals consist of like, the normal fistful of meat, half a plate of veggies, and then half a plate of carbs. So
Sure. My only point with that, though, I wasn't like concluding that you couldn't be healthy or that we would be healthier. It's just that planning your diet is important no matter which diet you ascribe to. And the reason why it still lacks a necessity is because you can get all the micronutrients that you do and thrive on a well-planned plant-based diet.
and then what about the cost efficiency to that as well? I mean, most of y'all know the state of, I assume y'all are in the United States. Money is pretty tight, so obviously it's not, oh man,
So
slaves are cheaper. I'm gonna just buy slaves. That's not the point I'm making. But
it costs a lot more to produce animals, and I think the biggest cost barrier is maybe some of the novelty plant-based foods that exist on the shelves right now. But like when it comes to producing like the high density foods like legumes and grains and stuff like that that can provide you the micronutrients and amino acids that you need, those are always going to be less expensive because it costs a lot less to just eat them directly than feed them to the animals and eat the animals.
But for the consumer, that makes a difference as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I forget the title of the study. I can go locate it, but it was an Epic Oxford study done. That was a analysis, and it demonstrates, according to the agricultural data and commercial data, that plant-based diets are generally anywhere from 12 to 30 times less expensive. Obviously, there are circumstances like with like the Beyond stuff, or the Impossible stuff, where if you're eating like that all the time, it could be about the same or maybe a little bit more. But those aren't required foods. Like if you're eating whole foods on a plant-based diet, like you're generally going to pay less.
Gotcha. And then I looked this up. It might be a little dated. I'm sure that's probably what y'all are going to say, but it's been linked to bone problems and fertility issues for women.
So yeah, we can concede that definitely there might be like bone mineral density issues, but again, like in that study, it came like it could be mitigated if you're planning your diet well and get the nutrients, as well as far as fertility goes. I don't believe I've read any like research that has like unequivocally concluded that. It's still like inconsistent and inconclusive when it comes to that, because again, like if you're getting all the nutrients you need, there's no issue. And all of these issues with a plant-based diet just comes to a lack of diet planning.
Gotcha. And then last point that I'll probably be bringing up is crop deaths. I know no one has really brought that up quite yet, but I mean, do those lives not matter as much as other ones? I mean,
They absolutely do, but we can approach this from a couple of different angles because they are all logical in the argument for veganism. First thing being, harm is inevitable when it comes to consumption. Unfortunately, life will be harmed, including like some of these sentient beings. But like when it comes to the specifically just for now, like the intention of veganism, there's not an exploitation happening. We're not going and growing those crops because the intention is because we're going to get benefit from using those animals. We're going and growing those crops because we need to survive. Now, yes, I can identify that there are definitely ethical implications within our farming practices, but that's because these farmers aren't vegan. There's no consideration being made to the practices, and most people don't have access to veganic agriculture. And then when it comes down to actual like volume of crops produced, like a significant portion of the crops that are grown are fed to livestock, and the billions of livestock that we consume yearly as well, and then the trillions of sea life, and even a lot of like farmed sea life are fed like soy. So like when it comes down to that, like if we do approach it from a utilitarian aspect, like a plant-based diet you're going to use less land on a plant-based diet because the energy transfer from us to plants is going to be a lot different than the energy transfer from plants to animals than to us. So less animals are going to be harmed on a plant-based diet.
you're making the claim that less are being harmed on a plant-based diet?
Are you familiar with the concept of entropy?
I'm not. Could you explain it?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the second law of thermodynamics, and it's energy wasting within a closed system that leads order to chaos, right? So just think about yourself when you eat food and then like you get warm, or your body needs to keep yourself warm. You're releasing heat, right?
Yes.
All right, so that's like a lot of that energy that you consumed is being released as heat. It is no longer usable. So if we were to consume plants, right, we'd get all the energy from those plants that they're primary producers on the trophic level, right? We would get all the energy from those plants. But if we were to eat animals, those animals that ate those plants are wasting a lot of that energy. I believe like within the first level, 90% of that energy is wasted as heat, right? So it's going to require a lot more plants to produce the same caloric value than just consuming the animal than just consuming the plants themselves. So more plants have to be consumed and harmed, which is going to lead to more like animals being harmed in the process just to consume those animals.
Are you there?
I was typing. I
Oh,
was
okay,
trying to
okay.
look up stuff and listen at the same time, so I got you. The thermodynamics, I get it. It takes more animals to fuel you. Agreed. So I looked up and it says there are approximately 1.5 billion cows, 1 billion pigs, and then you could toss up fish and things of that nature as well. But in 2016, or excuse me, 2018, there were 7.3 billion animals killed in crop deaths alone.
Yeah, so I understand that. So again, like a lot of that statistic is attributed to crops grown to feed those animals, right? And they're like, so you only took into account like cows and pigs, but there are billions of chickens every year that are also slaughtered for consumption, like significantly more than cows and pigs, and they rely on soy and other grains generally to feed them because that's efficient, right? So a lot of those crop deaths are attributed to the feed for feeding them. So not only are those animals that are being harmed in those fields like attributed to consuming those livestocks, but we're also harming the billions of animals too. So if you look at that statistic as a whole on a plant-based diet, that's less than one animal per year per person.
Okay, I just looked up chickens and you're correct. It's 73.8 billion. So, definitely more than the 7 billion.
Yeah. I know a lot of people get hung up and like just think about cows and maybe pigs. Like that like everybody talks about cows, but nobody takes into account like the smaller animals. And the worst part about it is it's not even like one person when you eat like 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 when you eat chicken, it's not like you're just harming one animal. Like if you get a basket of wings, that's a lot of animals within that one sitting that were harmed for those wings.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, that pretty much answers all of my questions.
There's something even more to this, though, because, like, there's something to be said about purposely trying to take someone's life versus protecting something as well. So,
Well, would farmers not be purposefully taking those lives if they're...
why are they taking their lives?
Well, I mean, it's not for the same reason, but it's...
Right, it's because they're
it's
protecting.
to produce crops or produce meat. Same thing, to get sales.
No, so
right?
that they're taking out the animals that are infringing on their crops. They're protecting their crops. So that's called self-defense, right? And it would be preferable if they, and I think Ozell already went over this, that farmers are not vegan. But if more people become vegan, farmers will become vegan. They'll implement those values in what they do. But right now, they're just doing what's quick, cheap, and easy, and they don't consider animals because they view them as an object, like most people do. But we know from science that animals are sentient like we are. They're having their own experience of the world. And if a farmer was aware of that, they'll take that into consideration and put more deterrence before they go out and unalive directly, right? They'll look for other
I'd like
options.
to mention I actually am a veganic farmer myself. You know, we don't harm animals. Like it's very rare that an animal is harmed. Like, and the animals that like have been harmed, unfortunately, are just insects, and those are like hard to avoid and unquantifiable.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but insects are sentient, correct?
So you are going to cause some harm. It's inevitable that just existing.
I already acknowledge that, but I don't use pesticides or herbicides or chemicals. The insects that are harmed are generally like when we're trying to like sow seeds or in situations like that, and that's going to be unavoidable in every model for the most part.
Right,
Oh, go
and
ahead, Lori.
they, not to say it's a good thing, but bugs have millions of offspring, and I'm not saying that it's good to unalive them, but not all bugs are sentient, and they don't even live that long. Some live 15 days, some live 2 months, and yeah, it's not great to do it, but I think that's why they produce so many offspring so much. Bugs are never going to go away. They've been here since the dawn of time, and they'll continue to be here.
And also, the point behind veganism is far as practicable and possible. So it means as far as like you're actually able to do, and to avoid every bug harm is just near impossible. So if I have
Right.
an opportunity that I'm about to do harm to a bug that I could avoid, then yes, I agree you should avoid causing that bug harm. But if it's in like self-defense or incidental, meaning not intentional, just it just happened, I don't think that there's it's not like you were purposely trying to cause them harm. Veganism is about being against exploitation. So again, even with this self-defense comment, we're not demanding that these creatures come into the fields, and the farmers would prefer if they didn't come into the fields. So we can improve crop farming so that nobody's, or at least drop it down as much as possible to prevent harm. But with animal ag, you can't remove the exploitation. That those individuals have to lose their autonomy, their freedoms, their families, their lives in order for you to use those bits of them or the stuff that comes out of them.
Okay, another question came up in my mind. Thank you for explaining all of that. But I seriously doubt there's going to be evidence to back this, but can you try to prove that animals have a soul?
No, because you can't even prove that a human has a soul. Because
Gotcha.
I'm almost sure in your Bible it says that he breathed the same life into the animals. It's the same breath of life.
But it also never clarifies
Okay,
if
okay.
animals
I'll
go to
steel man
heaven.
you. Let's say we have
Gotcha.
evidence that humans have souls and animals don't. Doesn't that only mean that they don't go to an afterlife? Isn't
In
that
my religion, that's the most important
so?
aspect
Because
of it,
they don't
is
have an
life after
afterlife,
this one.
but I'm getting to a point. The fact that they don't have an afterlife means all they have is here and now. And you're taking it away from them early because you want to taste their insides or whatever comes out of them. Doesn't that seem more unfair then?
You could make that point.
Well, what do they think?
Yeah.
What do you think the animals, if the animals knew, hey, I'm not going to have an afterlife, and you're looking at them saying, I'm going to take your life and eat you, or I'm going to take your child and drink the fluid that comes out after the child, how do you then justify that to them?
Good question.
Because telling them they don't have a soul, I feel like that doesn't validate what you're doing.
Well, we don't technically not know that either. We
Well, that's
don't
what I was saying.
know.
Like, you can't prove or disprove.
Yeah, it's a hypothetical. Yes,
Sure.
ma'am.
Hypothetical, yes, I understand, but you can see. I don't know if you come from a farm or been on a farm, but you can see these animals are no different than a dog or a cat. They all act the same when they're happy.
Yeah.
They all want to play. They don't like fear. They do cry. You can see it in many photographs, especially like when their babies are taken from them. And these animals are just, they would do the same thing as a dog or cat. Pigs are hugely smarter than dogs, so it's just something to think about. And like you said, you eat fish, they also feel pain. They are sentient. They have the same nose receptor, or what is it? The same receptors,
Nociceptors. Yeah.
nose receptors, as we do, or any other animal.
Yeah. So what she's talking about, the nociception, is feeling pain. That we have nerve endings in our skin that tell us we're experiencing excruciating pain, and we found that even down to fish have nociception. So we do know that they're sentient, and pain is an example of sentience.
Yeah, it's just like most animals that live in the water are sentient, except they cannot say that about like jellyfish or clams or mussels right now.
So I don't know if you have further inquiries, but I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you vegan now? Are you going to be vegan from here on out?
You raised a good point.
Well,
Maybe you should watch, like you gave the other guy, or I don't know if you told him about Christspiracy already. The
I don't think I brought it up
documentary
yet.
is, yeah, Christspiracy, and you might want to watch Dominion 2018. They're both on YouTube, and the thing is that Dominion shows you all across the board what happens, and it's standard practice.
And I just want to mention, I know the name sounds weird, but Christspiracy is not a doggone religion at all. It actually steelmans the compassion that Jesus, we believe, was like attempting to preach.
And then what would the sources be for that? Because like y'all were talking about before, anyone can make like a documentary and just not really quote sources. So off the top of your head, could you name the sources?
Sea
Well, no, I'm just
scrolls.
saying,
They
like,
quote the sea
it's
scrolls.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, also like we did acknowledge that like documentaries do have their purpose and like encourage more research and stuff like that. But when it comes to religion itself, like even you've acknowledged we can't confirm nor deny like the concepts that religions preach. So it would be like the same thing. Like we can't confirm or deny like what Jesus was actually teaching because they were all like third hand like testimonies.
That's a completely different argument in itself. But
Well, sure,
yeah,
but I mean, it would be like me asking you for a source to prove that your religion was true. It would be practical for you to like tell me to like, hey, check out this like documentary in this instance, since we can't actually derive any sources that prove that to be true or not. But like VSL said, like they did like cite like the Dead Sea Scrolls. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just I guess that would be a valid answer for that. But when it comes to like empirical data and existing
Yeah.
evidence, that's quite a bit different because we can cite that.
gotcha.
I would definitely check
I'll
out.
probably stay away from that path because that's a debate completely in itself.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
We're not here to debate your religion. I honestly, I don't have a preference on what you believe. You do you. I just don't want people. I want people to live their lives, have their culture. I just leave the other sentient beings out. Using someone without their consent is never fair.
which is fair.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being receptive. If you do watch those documentaries, I would love to hear from you. I don't know if you want to come back to the live or you can even just private message me, but I'm genuinely curious if it moved you in any way, and even if it didn't, what your thoughts are.
Of course, yeah. I lead my own Bible study. I would like to call myself an apologetic, but that's
There's plenty of
neither
other
here nor
people
there.
that are. There's actually someone on YouTube. They might be still in my chat here on TikTok named the Vegan Heretic, and he also. I don't know actually if he has his own regular thing though, but he does outreach, both vegan and his religion. So check him out on YouTube. Maybe he can inspire you. And like I said, if you can find him in the chat, maybe you can just talk to him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Vegan
Well, thank
Heretic.
you for your time.
Yeah, thank you for coming up. I appreciate you taking the time being open. Awesome. And, I keep thinking about this after someone leaves, but, hold this in your mind. How many more animals do you want to put in that situation? How many more animals do you want to be going through that system because of your demand? And if it's more than, or if it's, not more than zero, the only way to do that is to live vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I think he had some thoughtful questions. I think, though, there's just this big fear of change and probably having to share that change with people around you. I feel like people are scared of the social factor and just making change.
Right. I agree. White Ghost, why don't you request up?
Yeah, why aren't more people requesting, you guys? I see a lot of opinions being thrown around, but I don't see as many requests. Hi, Tim.
Comments, but they're not.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah. Are you over 18?
Yeah,
Right
I'm
on.
39.
Beautiful. I love talking to adults. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Oh, I never said I was an adult. I just said my age.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So why aren't you vegan yet?
Okay, so I've talked to some. I've been on 2 lives with vegans, and I've talked to them. Had good conversations. They're very respectful. I respect your heart a lot. Um, but I've have a few hangups that I'd like to. It's a bit different than the previous callers. So I need to talk very specifically. If I can just lay it out for you real quick, is that okay?
These are your reasons?
Like, so I'm not here to disagree that the commercial harvesting of animals is. I'm not here to make a defense for that. That's pretty gnarly stuff going on there. I'm not here to make a defense for that. I'm not here to make a defense for if we use our agriculture to grow simply crops that we eat, as opposed to crops we eat and also crops we feed to the animals and then kill the animals, whether that's going to take more life. I'm not here to defend against that. I know that's the case.
So what is it? What is it that does prevent you?
It's very specific. So, so I'm in a rural area, and say I have chickens I use for eggs, and I grow my own crops, and I eat the chickens' eggs. And I have a bit more, but we'll start there, I guess, so I don't bombard.
So the reason why you're not vegan is because chickens lay eggs?
No, that's an oversimplification.
I'm just trying to understand.
Okay, well then I'll make it a little more to the point. If there is a can of spinach in front of you, and I mean this with all due respect, I'm going to disagree with you in certain areas, but I mean you absolute respect. If there's a can of spinach in front of you, and there's an unfertilized chicken egg in front of me, now I eat the egg, you eat the can of spinach. Is there less harm done by eating the egg or the can of spinach?
Is there less harm? Well, let's start off with what veganism is. I would say that there's less harm in eating the spinach, but veganism isn't even about harm reduction.
Yes, it's about the exploitation of animals.
Right, okay. So I would choose the spinach because I'm not demanding that someone be pushing eggs out their butthole every day.
Gotcha. Now, I wouldn't demand that either. They just do it naturally.
Do they? Do you know the history of chickens?
No, I know about the where chickens come from.
So it's not natural then. It's not natural. It's actually manufactured into them. We've forced them to be disabled.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not natural.
You're absolutely right.
Okay. So it's not natural. You're not benefiting from something natural. You're benefiting from exploitation.
Gotcha. Okay, so they're rescue chickens. That was
you're still seeing someone as an object. You're using them. The only reason that you would rescue them is because they provide a benefit for you. That's not rescuing.
Right. I understand that. Would you rather? But you would rather eat the can of spinach?
Yes, because I'm not demanding someone push out an egg.
But what you could know is that the FDA says that
I don't care.
Sentient beings are allowed in that can of spinach that were suffocated.
You're changing it. What?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was. I wasn't aware I was. Sorry.
Why would
crop death?
Oh, so did you hear our last conversation?
Yes.
So do you understand why vegans tolerate they tolerate crop deaths in a sense?
Yes, I'm.
So,
That's why I'm
so
talking
do you
about. I'm not.
understand the
I was trying to
animals?
be
Do you
very
understand the
specific with
animals
it.
that you use also consume crops?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you also
I just
understand, as
explained. I'm
I've
not
already
here to make
said,
the
veganism is not about harm reduction.
right. That's why I'm not a vegan, because I think your moral agency should allow you to cause less harm
So
than
Wait.
because
why aren't you
the
vegan
FDA
then?
says
Why aren't
up
you
to
vegan
50
yet? No,
because it doesn't
Tim.
cause
Oh
less
my
harm.
God. Your
Okay,
brain
so
is spinach.
I'm going to talk to you about this really quick. I think we've had a conversation before. Not quite sure, but I'm just going to say really quickly, when you rescue that chicken, or I won't even call it rescuing, when you acquire that chicken's still going to have to consume to survive, and it's unnecessary, and that's going to cause more insects and like whatever feed that they're doing and whatever harm was involved within that chicken, like significantly more to produce that egg than if you were just to eat plants themselves, right? So right off the bat there, especially like again with the concept of entropy, the more harm is inevitably going to happen to consume those animal products, right? So just from a utilitarian standpoint, like consuming a plant-based diet is going to be the ethical practice because it causes less harm. Do you understand that? You're on mute, Tim. Excuse me.
Can you hear me now? I didn't know I was muted.
Yeah, so I'll just restate again. Do you understand what entropy is?
Yes.
Okay, so you understand that a lot of energy is wasted like just for animals to produce the products that you want to consume, which inevitably means more harm is going to happen. You understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Okay,
That's why
so I'm going to
I'm.
ask, yeah, so I'm going to ask you really quickly. Are you implying that because the harm happens, it's permissible to just go unnecessarily cause a lot more harm, since you seem to be hung up on the whole harm reduction thing and avoiding the exploitation part of veganism? Well, we'll just talk from a utilitarian standpoint and reductio this, right? So do you believe that because harm exists, it is permissible to just go maximize that?
No, don't maximize it. Limit it. That's why I'm not a vegan.
So limited. So are you consuming a plant-based diet?
Mostly, yeah.
No,
Mostly,
so
yeah.
no. So
For
so you're
three
not.
years, I only ate
No. So
roadkill. Do you have a
most.
problem with me eating road? I don't mean this disrespectfully. I'm disagreeing, but I do not mean you disrespect.
Yeah, no, I understand,
Do you have any problem with me eating roadkill? I ate roadkill strictly. All my meat, any meat I ate, was strictly roadkill.
yeah, I know we talked before. And
Right. So
sure.
how
And
is
again,
that?
okay. So again, so now you're going to assume my position on that. I can
Oh, I
acknowledge
thought you
that
said we spoke before. I
we
was remembering
did.
another conversation.
Yeah, so
My
I can acknowledge that you scavenging roadkill would be ethically neutral when it comes to veganism because no exploitation happened. I can argue that it's unethical because you have options and you might be taking an easy meal away from another individual, which would be causing unnecessary harm to that individual. So even that would violate utilitarian principles, right?
not really,
Because
because if I eat the can of spinach, I
that's
knowingly
that's not true
allowed
though.
up
So
to
so
50
is the only
lives to
thing
die for
is the
me,
only thing that you consume is
but I didn't
roadkill?
kill anything
Is
with the
the is the
roadkill.
is the only thing you consume is roadkill?
No, I would eat plants. I eat
Okay,
plant.
so then
Dude,
so then
I'm not there
so
yet.
then
I'm trying to be,
but that's what I'm
but
trying to
that's what I'm
describe. So
trying for
yeah, so that's
is
what I'm trying to describe here. So
less lives killed for me.
not only did you contribute to those animals dying, but you also contributed to potentially harming another animal that could have had a meal by
Right,
depriving them of
but
that meal
that
when you
if
have the
I
option.
don't eat
I
that, that
want to be
can go all the
clear.
way to the
I
church
want to be
meat
clear
too.
too.
Let's talk.
It's not just one that you'd be preventing from eating it, right? Because there's so many animals that will eat usually on that one carcass too. You also have little bugs, and there's a lot of individuals you'd
Right,
be
the
robbing
hide
that
goes
from.
back to the
Just to
ground.
add in there. I'm sorry, Osa.
So
The
let me
hide
just
and the
continue.
reject go back to the ground.
Let me just continue. Hold on, really quickly. Let me just continue this reductio on utilitarianism. So I'm just going to ask, true or false? You believe that we should ascribe to unnecessary harm reduction?
Unnecessary harm reduction. Unnecessary. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
we
I
should.
do. That's
Okay,
the goal,
cool.
is
So do
trying
you
to
like
have less
so do
lives
you go
suffer and die for us.
do you go drive? Yeah, yeah, I got you. Do you go drive and visit your family, like when you don't have to?
No, they don't. They're Jehovah's Witnesses, and I'm not. So
So
no,
you don't. So
no, they don't want me either.
you don't. Okay, so you don't drive or go visit your friends.
I
You don't
actually
drive or
don't.
go
I actually
like to
don't. I've been at
restaurants or
home for
anything like
two
that.
weeks. I've been at home for 2 weeks. I will drive to town if I
No,
have
I'm
to go
just
to the
talking
store,
about
but I
ever.
generally try to make that a double trip. Oh, sorry. I might be talking over
And
you.
then
My
do you
apologies.
for
There's a bit
walks
of a
if
lag.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, and it's fine. And do you go for walks when you don't have to?
No. No, I don't. No, no, but that's
Okay,
but to be
You're
fair
cool.
to you,
using
And
a
then do
sir.
you
phone,
consume them
you
all?
have a
No,
house,
hold on.
you have other
Wait,
things that cause
hold on,
harm.
really.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. So it's just like you.
yeah,
Yes,
and hold on.
yes.
Do you consume animal products? And then do you consume
Do,
animal products?
yes, yes, I do.
Yeah, so those are the big questions I ask when it comes to utilitarian harm reduction. And I save the animal one for the last because I know that that's going to be the likely answer. Like when somebody like really tries to pretend that they don't do all these other things. So I'm just going to mention just the fact that you consume animal products to unnecessary harm, both to the animals that you're consuming and then the significant more animals that are required to be harmed for production of those crops, right? So even that, like the very idea of utilitarianism and consuming animals when we don't have to is unnecessary harm, which just reduces the utilitarian view when it comes to this. Which is why, like we push because veganism has a clear objective line. We understand that harm is inevitable and harm will happen, even or like unnecessary harm might happen because like in instances like you go for a walk when you don't have to and you might step on a bug or even like when you're like sleeping at night and a spider crawls under you and then you roll over on them, that's unnecessary harm that happened to the spider, right? So it's just a ridiculous
That's necessary,
line of
but
reasoning
sure.
to try to attack veganism from that point, right? So we can objectively draw a line here at sentience and say these animals are sentient and at exploitation, as in we don't have to be using these animals specifically for our gain, right? That is an objective line that is hard to reductio. Do you
The
understand?
specific, yes, I do. I believe I do. The
So
specifically
your
is
whole
where
thing is
I'm hung
because
up and
harm
why I'm
exists.
not vegan.
Yeah, so your whole argument is because harm exists and it's unavoidable means that it's okay for you to exploit animals. Like and you're not even adhering to utilitarianism, even though that's your argument.
um, if I can, if I can make a defense for that.
Yeah, go ahead by all means.
Okay, so the moral agency was brought up with what was it, 432 was the last caller. The moral agency. So if morally agent, like I'll give, it's kind of lame for me to say that, to give an analogy like this, but it kind of drives home the point, if you'll allow me, is if you can, and it's a pretty classic one, if you can divert a train and it kills one person, or you can divert it and it kills 20 people,
Except
or you
for
can
the
just walk
animals that
away
you
and it kills
use.
21 people.
It's more like the train either
Right.
hits, 5 people, or it hits the one person and the 5 people because you have crop deaths. But then if you use animals, they also are eating. So your trolley
I
doesn't work
wasn't
in
I
this.
was
I also have two ways to approach this. I'll approach this the first way from like what veganism is actually arguing and how you can make that trolley problem logically applicable to what veganism is proposing, right? So you have one person you have one person or you have 5 people on that track and you could pull the lever, but there's that third option because that you don't need to pull the lever for any because that third option's available. That's what this philosophy specifically
right,
addresses, right?
right,
Is when that third option is available, you don't pull that lever to harm any of the other individuals. But
right.
let's
All
let's
of them
let
get harmed.
yeah, so the whole like just that very fact is like just kind of like reduces the trolley problem when it comes to veganism. But let's discuss it from a utilitarian standpoint. All right, there's that one
It
person. Yeah,
doesn't, but go
hold on,
ahead.
really, it does because I just presented how you can make it logically applicable to veganism. But let's discuss it from utilitarianism, right?
Not
So
accurately.
let's say there's 5 people, and then there's you. You're that other person. How do you feel about that?
Right, right. No, I'll take it.
Are you
I'll
going
take
to
it for the
ask?
20 people.
Would you?
I'll take it for the.
Like if you were actually in that position, would you ask the person to reconsider?
No, you wouldn't. You
Because
wouldn't.
I really highly doubt that. You would probably say, yeah,
Well,
I don't want to. Would you want to die in that situation?
no, it's not a matter of want. It's a matter of necessity. It's a matter of moral
It's not a
agency.
matter of necessity because it's not necessary for you to survive, or it's not necessary for those 5 people to survive.
What if
Right?
that one
It is
individual
not.
was a child?
But that goes all the way to the Church of Euthanasia, bud. That's my point. It's like so if we have moral agency, should we try to save as many lives as possible? Why not?
Sacrifice a
Veganism
child?
does. Again,
Because I wouldn't be a
veganism does that.
vegan if I ate
Yeah,
roadkill.
yeah. So again, you like that's not logically inconsistent with the vegan philosophy. If you want to eat roadkill, it's ethically neutral.
I was told. I mean, everybody. Sorry, go ahead.
Again,
Go ahead.
from a utilitarian standpoint, it's not ethical because you might be causing harm to another being that has an easy meal when you have options. So again, that's even inconsistent with your utilitarianism. But the
No,
very fact that you
it's
like
not.
shop at a store, the very fact that you shop at a store and get other nutrition and still consume animal products, you're still causing more harm than not consuming animal products. So that's also inconsistent with utilitarianism. Like your whole argument against veganism is just like it's about as consistent as a piece of toilet paper that's been dropped into the toilet.
No, it's not. But thank you for that. I was if I don't. I've talked with a couple other people, so I'm not positive, honestly, brother, which one you were. But one of the fellas I was talking to was haranguing me about eating roadkill. And he was saying I shouldn't look at that animal as a food
Yeah,
source.
the issue,
And he would
I would agree.
rather eat the
I think
can of
Ozell covered
spinach with
that.
50 lives
Okay,
taken
Tim. Okay, we
than
get
1
it,
life.
Tim. Okay, thank you. The
But
issue,
okay, I'm not
hush,
going
good
to.
fucking God, stop talking. Why don't you eat people that are hit by cars? What about human roadkill? Why don't you eat them? What's wrong with eating humans? Should we normalize that?
We're a social species, and
Animals
we
are
don't like to
also
do that.
social.
Sorry, I'd like to mention really quick that humans are responsible for about 95% of habitat loss and species endangerment and extinction since our agriculture has begun. If you want to talk about true utilitarianism, would you be willing to engage in the reduction of the human population?
That's what I'm telling you. It
So I'm asking,
always ends up with the
do you believe,
Church of
yeah,
Euthanasia, which is
so do you
not
believe,
good. I am not
so do you
advocating
believe
that.
that? Well, that's inconsistent with your own principles then, because we can definitely
Right. We can
we can
definitely
pull
go
that
that
lever.
route.
We can pull that lever and reduce like the majority of the population and cause significantly less harm,
Right.
right?
That's
So
why I don't eat humans. I don't
no,
agree
no,
with
no,
that.
no, 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 no. This is just
I
again
would I,
shitting
I
all over
would I would allow
utilitarianism
all the
because we
chickens to
cause a
die to
lot more
save my
harm.
daughter.
We cause a lot more harm to the animals via our consumption, like the whole planet, not just the animals we consume, but like the wildlife. So if you want to argue harm reduction and the consistency, you have to be willing to accept that the ethical option would be like reducing the human population.
Right. I know where it ends up. I
So
know exactly where this ends
do you
up,
concede
or
that
could.
population? Do you concede that population control and like, eliminating humans would be an ethical practice?
No. No, not at all.
Why not? Because like according
Because
to a lot of like,
we're a social
but
species, and I have
that's the
empathy
trolley
more
problem though.
for
Like
fellow humans.
that's the true trolley problem for you because I am providing circumstances. So you are not for harm reduction at
Okay,
all. Like just
20
so you know,
chickens or
just so
one
you know, if
chicken
you're
if
not
you flip
willing
the
to
switch.
consider this, you're not for harm reduction at all. You're
That's
just
not true. You're
It
wrong.
is true. It is true because, like, in the sense that you're arguing veganism from, because it's not truly quote unquote harm reduction. I'm providing you a realistic scenario that will contribute to way less harm, and that would be like controlling the population of humans, like right now. And you're
Right.
not
I'm
willing
not
to, and
willing
you're
to do
not
it.
willing to, yeah. But you were
Are
willing to
you?
present the trolley. You were
Would
willing to
you
present
want
the
that?
trolley problem. I'm not the one arguing for utilitarianism, but you were the one who was like really presenting the trolley problem and said, yeah, you would take one for the team. So now I'm offering you the same scenario. You included
You
population
would?
reduction, right? Population reduction, right? You include in that. You have to concede because you conceded that you would take one for the team with the trolley problem.
You wouldn't?
You would have no. I'm not asking you for a question. I'm asking you to. I'm explaining to you the fault in your logic, right? So now again, I just expose another inconsistency. So I have to ask you, since veganism
No, you didn't, but go ahead.
since veganism requires significantly less land, significantly less animals to be harmed, and you're claiming to be about unnecessary harm reduction, why are you fighting against the idea of veganism? That just seems again inconsistent.
Can I go ahead and answer you before you throw an accusation at me? Again, with all due respect, but I'm going to disagree with you.
I'm not gonna
When I
lie.
first
You
came
hold
on
on,
here,
hold on, Tim. Before you continue, you've
yes,
been up
yes,
here 20 minutes. I want to be clear, so we're probably gonna wrap it up at this point because you're clearly still not understanding. I feel like it's been painted pretty clearly.
Yeah, he's just arguing
no,
for
no.
incredulity
Yeah,
at this point. So like,
it does feel like you're just a
Well, can I answer the
contrarian because you're not consistent
can I,
already.
how?
He just pointed out that you're using harm reduction, but you won't eliminate the population for harm reduction. So you're already inconsistent. You don't consider others' interests, you're only considering yours. You're always in the
No,
perspective of the oppressor, the one who's going to benefit from whatever the situation is. But what if you were the victim? What if they didn't consider your consent? What if it wasn't that you're going to be unalived, but you're going to be graped over and over again? Against,
no,
without
no.
your consent considered, would you take one for the team?
If I can reply,
Would you take
would
one
be
for the
awesome.
team? Yes or no? And if you can't answer, we'll move on.
For a team,
For the world, let's say, would
yes,
you
yes. For the
accept being
world,
graped over and over
I would
again?
take away my life. I would
I
take away
didn't
my
say
life
that. I didn't say
for the
that.
world.
I didn't say take your life. I said you're going
Oh,
to be
yep, yep.
graped.
Anything like that for the
Graped. You're
benefit
going to
of
be
the entire
tortured.
world, yeah,
You're going to be
yeah. You'd
tortured.
have to.
Okay, it's not
You'd
you,
have
it's your
to.
mother.
I can't. I
What if it
can't
was your
assign that for
mother?
somebody else.
Would you
I
support
can't
it if it
assign
was
that
your
for
mother?
somebody else.
Exactly.
I can,
You can't sign off for someone else because it's not you, but you can do it to an animal. Do you see how inconsistent you are? Go fuck off, asshole.
yeah, and didn't you say you would pull the lever for utilitarianism as well, but just only when it doesn't apply to you?
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
what an asshole. See, when
Yeah.
you're inconsistent like that, you're opening up the door to arbitrary, harmful discrimination. I'm going to deem this individual lesser, even though we found that they are going to be able to suffer. They care about their existence. I don't care.
Utilitarianism is so
Yeah.
gross. People try to use that to argue veganism, even though the guy who like really like pushed the philosophy like said that veganism is the best way to be a utilitarian.
Wow. That's, wow.
Peter Singer.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Was he the one that started utilitarianism? I didn't really look into the history of that.
I know he was like one like the biggest I guess proponent for pushing it. I'm not sure if it was actually him who like started the
That is
idea or
his
not.
premise, though, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and even like within his writings on utilitarianism, he does say that like veganism is like the best like ethic. Even though he's not himself, he said he believes that veganism is the best practice for utilitarianism.
Yeah. I wish people were at least, open to seeing, hey, this logic doesn't make sense. It's fine to realize that you're wrong and then have to leave. Hey, Diesel, Dr. Dan, we've talked before. Hello? Are you there? I hear a sound. Diesel, are you there? Okay. Well, that's too bad. I know we've spoken before. He's been waiting a long time. Jackson. Hey, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm 25.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Why am I not vegan? I would say is because I don't think abstinence is going to change the industry too
Abstinence.
much.
Abstaining from using animals isn't going to make a difference?
Yeah, I think
How do
my
you make
dollar
change?
not going. Yeah, so with the $1 trillion industry, I don't think one
How do you make
hundred
change?
dollars is gonna by changing.
One person at a time. Do you know how supply and
Yeah, I
demand
know,
works?
but it's you realize more than
How does
likely
supply and
like
demand work?
the more demand, more supply.
If you put any demand in, they'll replace it.
Sure. So what do you
Okay.
explain?
So
How do you explain?
if no one bought the product, do you think they'd keep making it?
No.
Exactly. So why aren't you vegan yet?
So I understand that, but what about all the kids being born into meat-eating families?
What about them? Are you
So
going to be every single child that's in those families, or are you? Who can you
yeah,
control?
so I'm saying the supply keeps going up every single year. I mean, the demand keeps going up
How do you
every
make
single year.
change?
Actually, it's going down.
No, it's not. More animals are being bred every
It doesn't
year
matter. Regardless, how do you make change, Jackson?
by changing,
Okay.
by
So
being
why aren't
changed.
you vegan then?
Yeah, because I don't think, like I said,
You see how you're contradicting yourself? You make change by changing, and then you're appealing to futility. You know that's a fallacy, right?
but you understand that one person abstaining isn't going to change
Do you
anything.
think there's only one vegan? Are you going to be the only vegan in the world?
Yeah, but I don't really care about being a part of the community
Do
or
you know what
something like that. I
veganism
think,
is?
yeah, it's the non-exploitation of sentient beings.
No, it's against the exploitation of sentient beings. If I can avoid demanding your exploitation, I do so. Or do you think I should give someone money for them to exploit you and for me to benefit from that? Which would you prefer as the victim?
Well, as the victim, of course, not getting the money, right? But
No, you don't want to
not
be
giving the money.
used. As the victim, do you want to be exploited for my
No,
benefit? Would me not
no.
giving the exploiter money, because they're only doing it because I give them money, would that be then,
Y-
should I stop giving them money?
yes, yes,
Okay, so
I
why aren't you
agree. But
vegan then?
so for me, I think it's more of a shift from industrial farming to mutually beneficial
Why?
agreements within the
Why does it
animals.
matter?
Because I think at that point, both
So
parties win.
what do you think you need from animals that you so desperately still need to use them?
Milk, eggs, food,
What do you need in those?
protein, fats.
You can get all of those from plants.
I can, but I don't
Okay, so
want to.
why aren't you vegan then?
Yeah, because I'm striving towards a better environment for these
So
animals
you
to
would
be
be
eaten.
vegan. Why are you not vegan then?
No, no, no. You don't.
So there's
I
a
think you're.
study called
Better world.
there's a study called Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts Through Producers and Consumers. They found that if we eliminated animal agriculture, we could reduce our agricultural land use by 75% while at the same time feeding 10 billion people. Do you know how many people exist right now?
8.
Right. So we could feed over our current population if we eliminated animal ag.
Maybe I think at that point
What
there
do you
still
mean
would be
maybe?
greed
Why
and
don't you go
everything.
read the
No,
study? They go over
like I
thousands
said,
of farms in hundreds of countries, and you think your two little neurons figured it out?
well, there's enough animals to feed everyone in the country, but not everyone is being
What
fed.
do the animals eat, silly?
No, I understand
What do
that's what
they
they
eat,
eat, but
Jackson? What do they eat? What do we
grass,
have to
grain.
grow? We have to grow plants. We can grow enough food to feed 10 billion people. But
Well, I
instead,
understand. I'm not.
Jackson, you know what we're doing? We're feeding 92 billion land animals. You're telling me that's
Those.
more sustainable? You're kidding yourself.
Could I please listen?
No, because
There
this
is
is
enough
all
animals.
bullshit. Why are you not vegan, Jackson? Otherwise, I'm going to drop you.
No, but you're
Why are
contradicting
you
yourself.
not
That's why.
vegan?
I just
Why are
told
you
you
not vegan?
because I'm working towards an environment where
You're
both humans
wrong.
and animals can benefit from.
Almost all
Hold on,
science.
do
Yes, go
you
ahead.
mind if I ask Jackson a couple questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Jackson, did I hear it right that you said that, what was it, that do you agree that animals shouldn't be exploited? I can't remember if you said that or not.
No, I don't agree with the environments that we have currently to get meat and dairy from the industrial farming. I don't agree with that, but I don't disagree with the act of hunting or taking resources from these animals, as long as it's mutually beneficial.
What does mutually beneficial mean? Does that, like, do you want your autonomy respected? Would that be considered mutually beneficial if both parties respected each other's autonomy? Or if someone who couldn't consent, if you respected that person's or that being's autonomy?
Right. So for me, it's more so the fact that if we're able to protect these animals from predators, give them food, give them shelter, they don't have to go out in nature, which nature is much more brutal
Do you
than you guys
understand that we
imagine.
are their predators in that scenario? We are the ones who are taking their lives. We are the ones breeding them into existence to be exploited. That's their entire life. Does that sound mutually beneficial?
Well, it's a stress-free life, though.
Is it? Would you find sitting in a small cage where you can't turn around stress-free? Would you find having your children taken from you stress-free? Would
In
you
my
find,
vision,
hold on, would you find being impregnated stress-free?
so I would go for natural breeding, not
No, I
forceful
asked to
breeding.
answer those questions. Is that stress-free?
Of course, it's not stress-free.
Exactly.
But I'm
So why
that.
are you contributing to it?
So my point is, I want to make an environment where that does not happen. But
That's the only way it can happen.
no, that's not the only way. We can naturally bulls and cows can naturally reproduce. They can naturally breed with each other. We don't have to force them to do that. They can.
So how are you going to get cows to come into existence without forcing them into the same area, without forcing her to get pregnant?
No.
What you're saying is that her autonomy doesn't matter, and that you are allowed to violate her autonomy because you then want to take her milk, steal her babies, and have her flesh.
But how am I forcing if they're naturally doing it?
They aren't naturally doing it.
How are they not naturally doing it? Explain your reasoning.
Do you understand how farming works?
No. Could you give me some insight, please?
Okay, so in order to produce more animals, you have to have those animals together, or you have to artificially inseminate the female.
Okay, so I'm for
So that's a
being them
process that
together.
the farmer decides to do. It's not something that just happens naturally. It's something that the farmer actually has to decide to do. And they are deciding to breed them into existence. And you're saying that you're okay with that.
The cow can, if she wants, she can reject the
No,
bull.
she can't,
Well, why can't she?
because she's on what's called a grape rack. Do you think that a cow can reject artificial insemination when she's tied down?
I'm not speaking of artificial insemination. I'm talking about
That's what's
if
happening.
we. No.
That's
But
what's
I don't
going
want
on
that.
now,
I told you I
Jackson.
disagree with that. I don't like
That's what's going
artificial
on now,
insemination.
Jackson. And every time you request milk, eggs, or meat, you are putting that animal, like Frisia said, into a situation where she cannot get away from the farmer. He's going to stick his hand up her butt, hold her cervix, and inject semen. And this happens every 9 months.
But I understand that's the
Otherwise,
case right now. I understand that's the environment right now. I'm striving for an environment where that does not happen.
and how are you
That's
going
what
to
you
do
guys are not
that?
understanding.
Jackson,
Yes.
do you think that puppy mills are okay?
Puppy mills, no.
Why?
Because all those farmers are, if they're in a good environment, then I think it's fine. But if they're in a very, very bad environment, then no, I don't think it's okay.
So you're saying that you're just totally fine with someone forcing an animal to give birth over and over and over again so that they can profit off of her body and then also the body of her offspring.
No, not over and over again, but once, yeah, sure, that's fine.
Seriously? Would you want that to happen to you?
Just once, yeah, I don't care.
Would you want to be forced to give birth?
If I'm getting something out of it, then yeah, I would be open to it. If
That
I'm
to
getting
humans.
compensation.
Why don't we do that?
Do you think that you would be consenting to that by agreeing? Or right now, are you consenting?
If you give me money, yeah, sure.
So you are
Give it.
consenting. Are these animals getting money? No. Are they
They're
consenting?
getting food, they're
No.
getting shelter, and they're
No,
getting
they
protection.
cannot consent.
It
Do you
doesn't
think
matter.
it doesn't matter?
Because they're an animal. They're not a human being.
You just literally supported human slavery.
I did not. That's not what I said.
Yeah, you did.
You just did.
I didn't.
You agree with human slavery. Oh,
No. Because human slavery takes away the freedom of that human being. No matter how much you pay them.
What do you think
If you
animal
pay them, you can't.
agriculture
That's not a
is?
slave
Taking
anymore,
away
right?
the hold on, Jackson. What do you think animal agriculture is? What do you think farming a sentient being is? It's taking the freedom away from them. You're taking their autonomy, which means you are taking away their freedom.
Right. Those animals' ancestors weren't smart enough, or smarter than us to not be
So
agricultural.
are you saying that if someone isn't smart enough, you are then able to exploit them?
If it's an animal, yeah, sure.
So stupid people, you can exploit stupid people?
No, not people. Animals.
People are
Yeah.
animals. People are animals.
Non-human animals.
People are animals, though.
Non-human animals.
What's the difference? What's the moral distinction here?
I have a species bias.
No, that's a moral distinction. So if I had a bias against humans, I can do whatever I want to them.
What do you mean?
I'm just using your logic here. So if I had a bias against people, then I can enslave them, do whatever I want.
No, because you're
Oh,
imposing,
no,
you're
but you
exploiting
can?
moral agents. You're, that's what I'm saying.
No, well, we'll pick the ones that aren't moral agents. I can do it to them.
Sure, they have human nature.
Oh, so I can exploit human beings that are not moral agents because I have a bias against them? That makes
No, but they have human nature though, even though they don't have a moral.
No, sir, we're not talking about human nature. We're
So
talking
that's
about
what I'm speaking. That's my conditions though. I'm
No,
telling you my conditions.
you just moved the goalpost. So
I
I'm not
didn't.
gonna let
I
you-
didn't.
You did.
I'm telling
you.
you.
In fact, you did. In
Okay.
fact, do that. So basically, you said that if they're really not smart and you have a bias against them, you can do whatever you want with them.
But they have human nature, so no.
I don't even know what that is. Human nature.
Because it's in their nature. They have DNA. They have
I
human
don't know
DNA.
what I don't know what human DNA and nature means.
You don't know what
how those
DNA means?
correlate. I don't know how those correlate at all.
you telling me that you do a DNA test on anybody before you start to respect them?
Yeah, it sounds silly, doesn't it?
This is your logic.
It's no.
Yeah,
it's not
this
my
is your logic.
So Jackson, earlier I heard you say that like you would be okay with doing this stuff as long as we didn't force them to breed with each other, right?
Yeah. If it's
Okay,
natural
so
breeding,
yeah,
then
great,
that's fine.
great. So I have a question about that. If
Yeah.
somebody wanted to like eat human children, right? But they didn't want to actually force human children to be in the world, and instead they just kind of crept around somebody's house that they knew they were planning to have children, and they just waited until they finally had a child, and then they went in to abduct the child and eat it. Would that be okay?
No, because that's a human
Oh,
being.
interesting. So you
That's a
can't
human
do that
being,
even if you wait for them to do it on their own. That's not good.
No. The difference is as a human being. You can't. That's not a fair comparison.
What does that have to do with being a human being?
It has everything to do with it.
Yeah,
Everything.
like give me an example why that would matter.
Yeah. Because it's your own species, so you
What
can't.
does that? Why does that matter? I'm waiting to hear why that matters.
I don't know. It just matters to me.
You don't know?
Yeah, it just matters to me. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. So if it only mattered to me that human beings are here for me to use, and I have a bias against them, and I just wait for them to reproduce so I can take their children and eat them, that's fine, right?
No, but you're causing suffering.
Well, I mean, I don't care. Remember, I have a bias.
Sure. Yeah. You don't have to care. It's not a.
Yeah, so it makes it okay, right? If I don't care and I have a bias and I just wait for them to reproduce of their own
I
volition.
mean, you'd have to face the law afterwards, right? But yeah, go.
We're
You're
not
free to
talking
do
about the
that.
law, actually. Let's pretend the law is completely fine with me doing this. Is it okay?
I wouldn't say it's okay. I wouldn't accept that. I would try to protect
Interesting.
it.
So why would you not accept that for one animal and you would accept this for a different kind of animal? What's the moral distinction? You haven't
Because they're food. They're made for me to go in my
Yeah,
tummy.
same with people. Babies are food.
No, they're not.
Yeah, of course they are. I said so.
No, if you think that, then sure. I
Yeah,
think
of
there's
course
some
I
other
think.
issues
Yeah,
going on with
exactly.
you, right?
Exactly. I think that they're food, so why would it be wrong for me to eat them?
If you want to go eat babies, go ahead. If that's
Yeah,
the
so why would
reason.
it be wrong for me to eat them if I'm giving you the same reasons you're giving me for eating
Again, because you're
animals?
causing suffering to a human being.
Yeah, so I don't care. Remember, they're beneath me.
It doesn't matter.
It does, actually. According to you, it does.
No, it doesn't matter in the sense
So
of
you're
animals.
contradicting yourself?
No, really, I never said it does matter.
It
It doesn't
is,
matter for
and
humans.
isn't. It is simultaneously the case and not the case that your personal biases and whatever bullshit superiority complex you have makes it okay to do this. It's both yes and no.
I want to be clear, Jackson. What you're saying
I
is
love it.
the reason why it's not okay to do this to children is because they'll suffer. Guess what? Animals also suffer when you use
Yeah, I
them.
don't care.
You do
Yeah, and
though,
I don't
because
care
you
about
said.
babies.
But wait, you do care because you said you don't like conventional farming. That means you care about their experiences. So if you do care about their experiences, knowing that you don't need to use them at all makes using them a type of abuse. It's slavery, and you're doing it
No,
for
no, no.
pleasure. You're using
Yeah.
someone else's body for your pleasure without their consent. Go ahead, sorry, veggies.
So go ahead and arrest me then.
What does that have to do with literally anything? So you just
Exactly.
can't take accountability for your actions at
How
all?
mad are you guys that I'm not gonna get arrested for buying a piece of chicken tomorrow?
Jackson,
Really
do you or do you
triggered.
not?
So that's like
This
incredibly
is a
besides the
total circle
point.
jerk. He's not gonna. He's just.
Jackson, do you care?
Well, are you just
Or,
trying to convince people
hold
to
on,
join the cult
Jackson.
or what?
Jackson, do you or do you not care about conventional farming and why? Like about the way they do it and why?
Yeah, of course. I don't agree with the environment that they're put in
Why?
because it causes suffering.
Okay, so you are against suffering even when it's not a human being.
In that sense, yeah.
Okay, so you are against suffering even when they're not a human being. Do you understand what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's okay if we euthanize them and don't cause us
We're not
suffering.
euthanizing them, sir. We're literally hanging
Yes,
them
I
up by
think we
their
should
feet and
do
slitting their
that. I
throats.
understand we don't
Yeah,
do
we
that. I
also
think we should.
can't. We also shouldn't be eating animals that have been euthanized because that's a health detriment. So that's literally not going to be
Not
possible.
really.
Yeah,
Against
It
the
really.
doesn't
law,
have to be. It doesn't
Jackson.
have
It's
to be.
against the law, Jackson. They cannot euthanize these animals and allow humans to eat them.
But
You'll
they can
eat
slaughter them, so that's against the law.
Jackson, you'll consume the medicine that makes them dead. Do you understand? That's why you can't eat them. You'll get
Hope
it.
so.
I think we can probably develop a drug that can.
Jackson, you
I'll
realize
give you the
that's
drug.
besides the
It's
point,
called
right?
veganism. Nobody gets harmed, right? Isn't that great? Isn't that great? You don't even need a needle for it. You just have to move your hand in the grocery store. That's it.
All right, you know what? I'll concede that slaughtering animals is a little bit hard to defend.
Yeah, so why do it?
But listen. However, what about eggs and milk? There's really you
Those
cannot
animals
convince
are
me.
getting slaughtered as well, sir.
No, I'm saying in this my alternate reality where we give them shelter, give them food, take care of them, and love them.
We don't live in your
Why?
alternate
So
reality.
Yeah, so I'm saying why can't we
here's
strive for
something
that?
analogous. Here's something analogous to that.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
say we have human slaves. We treat them really, really well. We give them shelter. We give them food. And then when they have children, we just take their children. No harm, no foul, right?
You are still causing suffering to those slaves that you treat.
Yeah, so you're still causing suffering
Exactly.
to the slaves that you're getting milk and eggs from.
Yep.
So explain. If I have a chicken in my backyard, explain how I'm causing suffering to
Well,
that
the
chicken.
first thing is, how do you get that chicken? Did you
Yep.
buy it? Was it bred into existence for this purpose? That's already unethical.
No, I stole it from a farm.
Yeah, so you're stealing. If you're stealing an animal from a farm to rescue it, then why would you also use that animal that you rescued?
Yeah,
That's
using
fucked up.
her eggs.
That's
Honestly,
fucked up. Imagine,
Sure.
imagine
No.
saving a child from a creepy guy's basement and then using that child to do whatever you want because you saved it. Crazy.
It is not the same thing.
Crazy. It's actually
really
exactly
the same thing.
No. So in this situation, right, I steal this chicken from the farm, right? From
And then
this
you use it
industrial
for your
farm.
own benefit. That's a
No.
double hell.
So let me finish. So then I
Him
bring
from?
it home. I bring it. So yeah, from the industrial. I steal it from the industrial farm.
bad
I
about
get
it.
handed the KT. Okay, so I bring this chicken home, right? I
So
bring
bad
him in my
about it?
backyard.
What's so bad about it?
What's so bad about what?
Why are you taking them from that farm?
I'm a vegan. I couldn't handle the cruelty.
Yeah, well, vegans wouldn't rescue sentient beings and then use them. That's wild.
You're not gonna rescue them, but why not?
I'm thinking I'm gonna drop him because he's clearly just thicker than Jello.
Concussed.
Yes, exactly. He just cannot understand basic respect. He thinks that if he lost his sapience, that he should be exploited, or maybe if he found out that his DNA is actually slightly deformed, so technically he's not a human anymore, we should exploit him. We should ignore the fact that he has
That's fine.
capacities to experience. We should just use his body for whatever we want, poke every hole with whatever we want, just for fun. Gross.
The lengths that people go to.
I know. I agree. And the patience to sit there and bite those bullets. Good God.
It's like going in a circle.
It really was. I was hoping there were moments when he started to sound genuine. It was like off and on.
Mhm.
It was like genuine, and then garbage just fell right out of his butt.
Right.
Oh my God. Hey, Veggies and Frisia. It's good to have you guys up here.
What is up?
What is up?
How are you?
Crazy people. Coming up here.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm doing okay. I'm trying to stay sane. I've had to go off camera.
I don't blame you.
It's understandable.
Yeah. You guys ready for another one?
Are we ever?
All right, let's go. We snaw.
Oh, hello.
Hi, are you over 18?
I am.
What year were you born? You sound quite young.
97.
Okay, right on. So why aren't you vegan yet?
Pretty much, I guess I don't care.
Okay. Have you ever considered what the animals go through?
I have.
Yeah. Have you watched any footage?
I have.
Tell me what you've seen.
Seen like the meat grinder shit. It's terrible.
Meat grinder?
It's awful.
So just someone putting flesh in a meat grinder?
Wait, I thought you didn't care. How is it awful,
Yeah, I
but you
don't
also
understand.
don't care?
No, it's pretty bad.
Are you talking about baby chicks?
Yeah, I think
Male
that's the main one I've seen. I know it's bad.
So you don't care, but it's terrible. How does that work?
I mean, I guess we compartmentalize. Like,
So you do care, you just don't want to care, right?
pretty much.
Why don't you want to care about what happens to others that can be avoided?
Why? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you could just chalk it up to self-interest.
Do
It's
you
easy.
think it's a
easy.
flex to be apathetic towards the suffering of others?
No.
Oh, interesting. So why do you not want to care about these things that are happening to others that can be avoided? You just think they're more important?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
humans,
so-
I think humans are more important than animals.
Interesting. So do you have an argument in favor of doing these things because you're more important?
I find humans more important than animals.
I know you said that.
I mean, like, so you don't agree?
I'm looking for
You don't agree?
I'm looking for the argument that shows that humans are in fact so much more important that this stuff can't happen to them, but they can do it to others. What kind of argument you got in favor of that?
I mean, I guess what you guys are trying to claim, morality, right?
We're not claiming anything. I've just asked you a question.
No, like seriously.
I mean, I'm
It's-
just asking you if you have an argument in favor of these things not happening to you because you're so important, but it's okay for you to do them to others.
I guess there's no good argument. Like, there's no
so
way
if somebody
for
made
me
that
to
argument.
the only argument is to say that humans are more important
Well,
than
that's not
animals.
an argument.
That is an argument.
I mean, wait. Can I just throw in there?
Are animals
What
more
kind of
important?
what kind of grocery store are you going to that has human flesh and animal flesh? We're asking you to choose between animals and plants, not animals and humans. Okay.
Yeah, and also like you telling me that humans are more important, that's actually not an argument.
What the fuck?
Why are you screaming?
Because this is insanity. Like,
Okay, you're not acting very mature. Hold on, what year were you born? What year were you born again?
97.
Okay.
That's embarrassing.
I was gonna say you act like you're 17.
I'm just like you guys talk in circles. You can't answer.
No,
Did you hear what the host said?
Nobody's talking in circles.
Hold on. Did you hear what the host said?
He's a troll.
Did you hear what the host said?
I'm still waiting on the line of questions.
Asking you a question.
No. Hey, no. Absolutely
Did you
not.
hear what the host said?
Yeah, can you stop talking until the answer is, given or requested?
Does anybody actually want to try talking to him? Because it doesn't sound like he wants to be receptive.
I'll try.
Okay. I'm going to remain quiet. In fact, I'm going to run to the restroom. Is that okay?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. I'll unmute him and see if he'll unmute.
All right, So the only thing I've done this far is ask you for an argument in favor of doing these things that you wouldn't want done to you, to others. Go ahead. Why should we do such things?
Because I believe humans are more important than animals. I believe we can treat them like that.
So if somebody believes they're more important than you, it makes it okay for them to treat you however they wish?
If a human believes they're more important than me, then they're an asshole.
Well, I could say the same thing for you, but that's not what I asked you.
Go ahead and ask again.
Yeah, I asked you if somebody used the argument that they're more important than you, would that actually justify them doing whatever they want to you?
I mean, people use that all the time. Obviously,
It's a yes or no.
that's fascism. Like,
it's a yes or no question.
I'm sorry. So I don't agree with.
Let me just ask you.
I don't agree with humans believing that other humans are more important than each other.
Let me just ask you again. If somebody believed they were more important than you, would that justify them treating you however they please? Yes or no?
They would justify it to themselves. Yeah, I wouldn't think it's justified.
Wonderful. So how is this double standard? Like, how is this working? Because it's not justified to do whatever they want to do to you.
Okay,
but
so here it is. The standard is human.
Yeah, I'm actually not done. So if it's not a good enough reason for people to use that reason to do whatever they want to other people, why would it be a good enough reason for you to do this to other animals? You can unmute yourself.
Saying they're not as important as humans.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I firmly believe animals are not as important as humans.
That's great. I already heard you say that like 600 times. I'm asking you to explain how that's not a good enough reason to treat you in any particular way, but it is a good enough reason for you to treat others in that particular way.
No,
How is that
you're still equating animals to humans.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense when you equate animals to humans. It doesn't.
Of course it doesn't make sense. What you said doesn't make sense at all. You're absolutely correct.
No, what the fuck? Like
Why are you just tripping out? Can you be less hysterical?
I can calm down. I can take a fucking breath.
Just
I agree. I'm not good. I'm not good. I'm not good at this, but okay, but like
it's fine. You don't have to be good at anything. You just have to calm down and follow the line of questioning. It's really not that difficult. I don't know why you're being hysterical.
Facts are hard to absorb.
Questions make me angry.
Are you still there, We can't hear you when you're outside the app.
Okay.
Right. So just explain how this double standard makes sense, and we can go from there.
Okay, so the double standard of I don't agree with humans
I didn't ask
believing.
about that.
I don't agree with humans believing
I
they're
didn't
more important
ask
than each
about
other.
that. I didn't ask about that.
I do agree with humans believing that they're
I
more important
didn't
than animals.
ask about that. I'm
No, but
asking,
this
I'm
analogy
asking
you're making
how
is not is the analogy you're making
less
is a ship
hysteria,
is a face.
less hysteria. Calm down. The reason I'm comparing humans to animals is because, surprise, we're animals.
Okay.
Surprise.
Okay. So do you think
Surprise,
animals should vote?
That has nothing to do with any of
No,
this.
we're all animals, right? They
Yeah,
should
well,
vote.
not even all
We're all
people
as
can
important as each
vote.
other.
That's not a basic fundamental human right, sir.
Oh, so voting isn't a human right now.
No, it's literally not. It's a
Oh my
constitutional.
God.
It's a constitutional
Listen to
right.
yourself.
It's a constitutional right that applies only to certain people. You know that.
Okay, but you want it to.
No, I don't want the ability to vote to apply to animals. That's ridiculous. I'm talking about basic fundamental human rights, which voting, sir, is not one of them, unfortunately for you.
Like, you want it to be though, right?
No, I don't think voting is a fundamental human right. I don't know why you even brought that up.
It's about rights that they're interested in.
What's this about? We're equal to animals then. We are not.
Sir, do you remember that I asked you a question and you still haven't addressed it at all?
No, because I'm disagreeing with the premise that animals and
less hysteria, we.
Okay, you're talking about hysteria. You just fucking made noises.
I'm mirroring your behavior right now. So just calm down, take a breath. I don't know what
I
you need
have
to do.
multiple times.
Well, you need to
I
keep
don't
doing it,
agree
buddy.
with the
You
premise.
gotta keep doing it. You don't even know the premise. I am not giving you an argument. I've asked you a question and you're not addressing it. I don't know.
I have.
You have not.
Your question was okay. Go the fuck again.
I asked you, how is your double standard making sense? And you haven't addressed this yet. It's been like 5 minutes of you blabbing like a crazy person.
I'm gonna say the same thing I've said multiple times.
I don't know why you would do that, because that proves you're not paying attention. You're not following.
I'm totally following.
You're totally not. So again, once upon a time.
Ask me a couple questions.
What? Yeah, somebody else try, because he can't grasp this one.
I'm not a troll. I just believe humans are above animals.
Okay,
That's
and
not what we're asking you about.
Can I just ask you a couple questions? Just to.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you understand what veganism is?
I guess not exactly. No.
Okay, so veganism is against the unnecessary exploitation of sentient beings. So we avoid using animals when practicably possible.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not asking you to choose between humans and animals. What we're saying is that you don't have to use animals. Instead, you can use not sentient beings, meaning plants, which are, not sentient things, plants. And you can use those instead. So you don't have to be using animals. Do you get what do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we're asking you, since you don't have to, and there is something you can use that is not sentient, that doesn't have the capacity to suffer or to feel pain or to have emotions or to have any of those things, why would you choose the being that can suffer?
I guess just a moral failing. I'll be honest. Like that's just it. It's convenient. It tastes good. Multitude of reasons. I mean,
do you think that it's actually a moral failing, or do you think that it's just not something you want to address with yourself? Like, do you think that it's wrong to use someone without their consent when you don't have to?
I'm sorry, but you keep referring to someone.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I refer to them as something. That's
Well,
that's that's
you would
that's
be factually incorrect.
that
So
that
this is
that's
I'm
that's
gonna
our
I'm gonna
that's our
explain to you
that's our
why
fundamental
I'm going to
disagreement.
Okay,
explain
hold
to
on,
You're
you
hold
why
on,
we call them
you're
someone.
asking me to
hold on,
believe
hold
what you
on.
believe,
We
that
let me
animals.
explain. Let me explain. So the reason why I'm referring to them as a someone is because they are an individual having a subjective experience. They are not an object. They're different from, let's say, a pillow, right? They're going to be different than a pillow. They are do you have any pets? Do you have, or animal companions? Do you have dogs, cats, anyone like that in your life? I don't know if you're muted. I can't see on my side, but
Yeah, I have two cats and I love them.
okay. And
but
so you're
but
two
I'll
cats.
agree
So
that even then,
hold on, please let me
owning an
finish. So
animal
let me
is
finish.
is
I need you to let me finish, okay? So you have two cats, and you can understand that they are individuals, correct?
yeah,
Okay, and you can understand that they are different from each other, right?
sure.
Okay, they have their own personalities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So would you call your cat a something? Are they an object?
Nah, yeah, I guess you got me there.
Okay, yeah, so exactly.
But I
So
still
that's what we're
believe
saying. So
that
that's
they're
what we're
below me.
saying. So that's what we're saying when it comes to all animals, is that all of them, just like your two cats, they all have their own personalities. They have their own subjective experiences. They want their autonomy respected. And we're saying, hey, you can respect their autonomy. You can avoid exploiting them whenever you possibly can, because there's another option, and it's plants.
Mm-hmm.
The problem here is that he has a superiority complex, and he's
All
using this
humans do.
superiority complex
All
to
humans
justify.
do.
Can you shut up?
If
Wonderful.
there's any
Can you
superiority
shut
complex,
up?
it's this fucking
Can you
circle jerk of
actually shut
25
up?
viewers.
Can you actually shut up for 2 seconds and pay attention? Remember, you said you were going to take breaths and be less hysterical? Try it now. So, the problem here is that he has a superiority complex that justifies by himself his treatment of others. But he rejects when others employ their superiority complex to do the exact same thing.
If they're a human, yeah.
Can you shut the fuck up? Wonderful. So he rejects the superiority complex when it comes to other people, even though we're all animals. And that's a huge contradiction. And you're a hypocrite.
We all are.
No, we're not.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We are.
No, don't project your insecurities upon us.
Do you
That's
have
not
any
gonna
pets?
work.
Do you have any pets?
Right, so don't project your insecurities upon
do
us.
we all
That's
have
what
pets?
you're doing right now.
Do we have pets?
Can you shut your goddamn mouth? Shut your mouth and just listen, okay? Your superiority complex justifies you doing whatever you want to anyone you want that you deem inferior. But somehow you reject this reasoning when it is another person employing their superiority complex on the people they deem inferior. This is not only a huge contradiction to your view, but it's also very entitled, it's self-defeating, and it makes you a giant, weak-minded hypocrite, because your view entails that it would be morally permissible for people to use their superiority complex over other people to treat them as they please.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, you said people over other people. I've explicitly said multiple
You're
times.
not understanding.
No, you're not
understanding.
You're not
at
understanding
all.
because
So
you
your
just said
logic
people over.
your logic is that superiority complex justifies the behavior we dole out to others, and you're simultaneously accepting and rejecting this reasoning, which is obviously a contradiction. It's obviously stupid, incredibly hypocritical, and makes you look weak.
Okay, all your whatever offenses aside.
Those weren't offenses.
They are. Thank you. But do you
Are
have
you
an animal?
offended because you contradict yourself?
Do you have a pet?
This is unrelated, irrelevant.
You asked me if I have a pet.
I didn't ask you that. Somebody else did.
Somebody did. Do you have a pet?
I'm not talking about that at all.
You do
I'm
have a pet.
talking about how your logic has failed you at every turn.
I'm using your logic against you right now. Do you
What
have
is
a
my
pet?
logic? What's
Do you
my
have a
logic?
pet?
What is my logic?
Okay, well, do you have a pet, first of all?
What is
Let me
my
ask you.
logic that you're using against me right now?
All right, well,
Bullshit.
first
You're
thing, right?
bullshitting.
Like back to what we were saying. You just said that I allow people with
I said that
superiority
your
complexes.
view entails that you would logically accept this. You reject that, so
No,
you're contradicting yourself.
because I reject one condition that people over people.
You are rejecting your own logic, sir.
There should be no
You
no
are
superiority.
rejecting your
There
own
should be
logic,
no
sir.
superiority of people
I
over
agree.
people.
I
There should be
agree.
superiority
Why?
of people over animals.
Why? What's your argument for that?
What's your argument for not letting animals vote?
Sir, this
What's
is
your
ridiculous.
What's your argument for not letting animals vote?
What is your argument that people should treat animals because of a superiority complex this way? What is your argument for that?
The same exact reason we don't let them vote.
That's incredibly stupid. Try again.
How is no you?
I am going to step in though and say that we're going to limit your responses because you've been up here almost 20 minutes, and I just don't think we're going to get anywhere.
And you guys haven't said shit except
you have gotten absolutely nowhere except into a wall of contradictions and rejecting your own logic.
contradictions here. I'm
you're literally just bumbling. You're literally just bumbling. It's just like it's pointless. We've been going in circles.
He's tripping over the brains that he shed all over the place.
Exactly. I was like, we're not getting anywhere. There was a point where he was kind of tracking, but then he just, it went backwards. He started to dig his heels in.
Yeah, he wasn't tracking. I think it was just a troll.
Yeah, it's too bad because I'm sure genuinely, if he saw someone kicking a dog, he would, think that's cruel, that person should kick something else, even if that person gets immense joy and benefit from it. It's just so sad to hear people trying so hard to bite really nasty bullets just to justify their taste pleasure. Hey, Herbivorous, how you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you guys.
It's good to see you too. Hey, Lori, were you saying something? I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh, no, I was just saying hi, Herb, too.
Yeah. It's good to see y'all. Well, let's bring up another one. I got Diesel Dr. Dan. I've talked to him before.
Yeah, he didn't log in. He tried a little bit ago.
Yeah, we'll see if he's still there. Just because you requested again. Are you there, Diesel? Again? Just nothing? You wait that long to just sit there? That's crazy. So this person's a troll, I guess.
Like at his phone or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hello.
Hi, Hannah. Are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
So I've been on a lot of panels with vegans, and I've heard mixed responses from vegans. One saying, it's okay. One saying like, no, you're a terrible person. But I was I was wondering what you guys think about people who cannot physically be vegan.
Is that your scenario?
Yes. Yeah, I have MCAS.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. Are you okay explaining what that is?
Yeah. So MCAS is mast cell activation syndrome. It's where the histamines in your body that naturally are supposed to fight infections or allergies are kind of on overload. So you have reactions to things that you shouldn't have reactions to, meaning food, materials, pretty much anything that you come in contact with. So you have a very high histamine response.
Okay. Are there no plants that you can eat?
I can only eat 5 food items, and I've spent the last 20 years narrowing it down.
Okay. Would you say someone who maybe doesn't have your health condition, that they should be morally obligated to live vegan?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So you do recognize that animals are sentient. They deserve to live and not be used.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't be speciest.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to see where your morality is, I guess. So you're just asking about when people have obstacles that they can't really overcome. What do we think about that?
Right. Yeah. A lot of vegans that do not agree with me are kind of on the lines of being like, oh, I'm actually going to put an animal's life over mine, even if it in the end hurts me, so.
If someone had to take like life-saving medicine, and knowing that that medicine was tested on somebody until they possibly were unalived or they puked up blood or something really horrible happened to them, I would still advocate that that person take the life-saving medicine, but then they, I feel, have an obligation to speak up for those that they are now having to use and demanding that some alternative be looked into, and so that you can live more in alignment with your principles. Because I feel like if you're actually vegan, it's going to bother you that you have to cross your principles.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's not a gang, right? We're not like patrolling each other and being like, yeah, you're going to revoke your vegan card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of vegans will also say, you are vegan, like you can't physically, do the things like that, but you morally and like how you live your life is vegan, because I don't use any animal products like in my cosmetics or in my clothing or anything like that. Like I do everything that I can to not exploit animals or use animal.
Yeah. That sounds like veganism to me. Oh, go ahead, Veggie. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so in the most respectful way possible, I'd like to push back on your particular claim.
Sure.
So you said there are 5 food items that you can eat. What are they?
So it is oats, potatoes, turkey, chicken, and cows.
Interesting.
And a hypoallergenic formula.
Okay, is it not possible for you to live off of the things that aren't corpses of others?
For me, physically, I cannot, because I'm also diabetic. And yeah, so I cannot live off of starches and carbs. I'm already extremely malnourished.
You can take supplements, right?
No, I cannot. The only supplement that I can take is vitamin D.
So you're not getting vitamin C, vitamin B12?
I can't. Yeah, no, I have a histamine response to those as well. I can through natural things, like if I could eat food that had those supplements or vitamins in them, I could, but because I'm so limited, I cannot.
Well, as far as to my knowledge, I think potatoes actually do contain vitamin C.
Right, so it'd have to be naturally occurring.
So where are you getting your vitamin A from then?
No clue.
Do you think that you would be interested in speaking to a plant-based dietitian who knows about your situation?
Yes, I spoke to 3 so far in the past 5 years.
And their advice?
They basically said, if you want to risk going into anaphylactic shock, you can, but I would highly recommend against it, because you've already had so many allergic reactions in the past, 10 years. Of course, it's been throughout my whole life, but it has gotten worse through food trials and like product trials. And also, I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So if I do go into anaphylactic shock and have to use epinephrine, it could put my heart on strain and in the end hurt me even more if I do. I mean, I'm already going into anaphylactic shock, but at the same time, it would be hurting me to use the life-saving medication.
You said vitamin D3 is the only supplement you can take.
Orally, yes.
Are you aware that other supplements are comprised of similar ingredients?
Like what?
Like the ingredients that are in your vitamin D3 capsules. A lot of the supplements use the same ingredients. Obviously, they would be switching out the vitamin.
Right. So for the vitamin itself, I'm not saying like the active ingredients of the, pill form, which I don't take oral vitamin D. I can, but I don't. I do take it through my port. But yeah, I mean, the vitamin itself, I would have, if it's in high concentrated, it'd have to be extremely low. But at high concentrated amounts, it would cause so many severe side effects and possible anaphylaxis.
So as long as it's D3, the vehicle is fine.
I guess so. It's what my body has not reacted to yet.
That's dubious.
Why is that?
Because the supplements are like comprised of the same ingredients, spare the actual vitamin. So the vehicle is usually the same, it's just the vitamin that is different, or nutrient, whatever. So I find it a little strange that you can take these supplements that are D3 and this vehicle in which they are being received, but the vitamin would be the only thing changing. So you're saying that you can get vitamin A, vitamin whatever, but for some reason you can't, even though the vehicle of the supplements is usually the exact same?
It's the vitamin itself.
But you said you can get vitamin A.
I would guess so. It'd have to be under medical supervision, which they have
So
me
the same
lined up for
way,
that.
so the same way you would get D3, you could get vitamin A.
Potentially, yes.
Well, I mean, actually, because you said you can get it.
If it's not in high concentrated doses,
Well,
it would have to be a trial, yeah.
It doesn't have to be in high concentrated doses, it just needs to be in the dose that your body would absorb.
Right.
Right. So it is the actual vitamins that are causing this
Histamine reaction, yeah.
So
They
not
had me trialing some B vitamins, B6 and B12. They had me trialing vitamin C for a bit, and then they also had me trialing iron, and I had histamine responses to all of them.
Interesting. So, but you don't have these responses when you eat the iron in animal corpses?
No, I don't. It has to be very, very specific.
So it is in fact the vehicle, not the actual vitamin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Okay, great. So if they were to put these vitamins in the vehicle that you can tolerate, then there should be no problem, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. So it's not actually the vitamin itself, is how the vitamin is being transported into your body.
I mean, I guess it depends on what they can offer me. I mean, of course, it's what they can offer me at my doctor's.
Right. So if they just gave you like straight up vitamin A, for example, in a way that like they didn't even need a vehicle to transport it, that would be fine theoretically.
I wish. I hope they can do that.
I mean, I'm sure they could figure it out at some point, but I'm just confused that you can't take iron in a supplement, but you can get it from animal products. So to me, that would suggest that it's not the actual vitamin or mineral that is causing this reaction. It is the vehicle in which it is transported in.
For supplements and vitamins, I would agree on that.
Okay, great. So if you can find a way to get these supplements, then surely you would forego eating animals, correct?
I mean, for me, I cannot physically live off of potatoes and oats.
Well, you can, especially if you can get these vitamins in your system.
I'm also diabetic.
I am as well, type 1.
I'm type 2.
Okay, well, that's easier for you, actually. So type 2 diabetes is a insulin-resistant form of diabetes. And
Yes.
the reason why it's hard to get over that is because people eat animal products. The cholesterol, the saturated fat, the components in animal products actually makes your body resistant to insulin. Because if you think about your body like a hotel, right? And every room is a cell in which carbohydrates are absorbed into. You can kind of envision the saturated fat and the cholesterol and these hormones from animals as kind of like gum in the locks, right? That's why your insulin's not working, is because the key is not going into the lock. This is how it was described to me by an endocrinologist. So basically, if you take away the things that are gumming up the locks, your insulin will work better. The insulin that your body does in fact produce will work better. So if anything, eliminating these animal products and getting the vitamins from this other potential source would actually be better for your type 2 diabetes, not worse. It's not carbs that are ruining you.
I can't take insulin because of my reactive hypoglycemia.
That's fine. If you have type 2, currently, I would assume, obviously this is an assumption, but I would assume that your problem is not the creation of insulin, it is the absorption of it into your cells. So, like I said, if you take the gum out of the lock, your insulin that you make will work better.
I mean, that depends.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So I'm just curious, when you went to these 3 plant-based dietitians, did you say like, I want to be vegan? Or did you
of course.
You did? Okay.
Of course.
And they were like, there's a really big risk that you're going to have a bad reaction?
Yes. I mean, they were like, you're going to have to weigh your life over these other lives. I mean, of course, it absolutely sucks.
So you've tried all plants. You can only have potato and oats?
Yes, I have done countless food trials and food, just seeing what my body can handle. It's been 20 years.
Have you ever eaten nutritional yeast? Have you tried that?
I cannot eat nutritional yeast.
Okay.
Well, so what I would say, I get, because I understand from the questioning that you've had, it does sound like you do have the ethics. It does seem you're the first case I think I've ever come across that someone has a medical thing against so many foods that they're only limited to 2. And I would just want to know, like, if like lab-grown meat or some other alternative came out, would you jump on that?
Oh, absolutely. And the thing with my condition as well is that it can always change.
Okay.
Like I could have a histamine response to my safe foods right now. Like it's always like a thing in my mind, like, okay, is today the day where, I'm allergic to oats now? Is today the day where I'm allergic to this thing that I can't handle? And then that can, in the future, that's why I have to continuously go and see what my body can handle, because it could change. I could have a new food open up. I was on a food trial just like a week ago for carrots. I ended up having a response to it, but, I was trialing it just to see.
Could I, out of curiosity, because you're the first person I've come across, can you tell me what your condition is one more time, just so I can learn about it?
It's called mast cell activation syndrome, also known as MCAS, MCAS.
Okay, because I genuinely like to know about the world around me, and if this is really an exception, or maybe you just haven't talked to the right person yet. But it sounds to me like your heart is in the right place, and that you're always going to be looking for that alternative. Because personally, I also would take the medicine that would sustain my life, even if it was tested on someone. But I don't like crossing my principles. Does it feel comfortable though to use turkeys and cows to you?
No, absolutely not. I would prefer not to. I mean, this is kind of, it sucks.
No, I hear
I don't
you.
want to say this, but imagine if like this was your life. Like
Absolutely.
It's horrible. This has been my whole life.
The reason why we're so kind of, I guess, sus of your condition is also because if you truly do believe in vegan, purpose, I just don't know why you would come up to a live, right? Because now you're kind of giving people this loophole. They're going to use you as this excuse, even though you do genuinely sound like you are trying to reach for those ethics. But right now you're kind of promoting animal use. So we're just kind of confused why you would come up here to share this.
For educating as well, because a lot of vegans will say absolutely everybody that is in, the modern world, that has the availability to be vegan should be vegan. And I've met a lot of people that say, you're not
I
vegan,
actually
you're a
think
terrible
that's your
person.
case. I actually think that is your case. You do have the ability to be vegan. You're just afraid, which is fair enough.
I really don't want to, put my life on risk of, not being
Well,
here
that's fine.
anymore.
I understand, which is why I said it's fair enough that you would be afraid. But if you found somebody with your exact condition who is vegan, would that be compelling to you?
Oh, absolutely. I would go to my doctor and say, hey, can we try this? Can we try that? So
one last question. If it was people meat that you could eat, would you also be so apprehensive about giving that up?
Sorry, ask that one more time.
If it was human meat, if human meat was one of the 5 things that you could eat, would you also be so apprehensive to give it up?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to eat people.
No, I'm saying, like, would you be, like, so apprehensive in giving it up because of your condition, or would you rather not eat people and figure it out?
I mean, okay, let's put that into basically what you're saying. Like, let's say, for instance, I could only eat, human and, let's say, pickles, I mean, dude, to save my life, I'm going to be so for real. To save my life, I would have to,
Right, but you actually listed 3 separate animals that you're eating. Is there a reason why 3 and not just 1?
I would prefer not to eat turkey or chicken. I would prefer to eat cow.
What
Yeah.
are you getting from the turkey and the chicken that you're not getting from the cow?
Well, I mean, you also have to think that eating a chicken is,
I understand,
that
but
whole
I'm just
person.
wondering. I'm just wondering why 3 animals and not just 1.
I mean, I'm just saying that that's what my body can handle.
I understand it can handle this, but if you're doing this purely to survive, why eat 3 separate animals instead of just 1? What are you getting from the other 2 that you're not getting from the 1?
Well, I mean, I guess nothing, but it is what is available at me at the time.
So then you can actually go down to eating just 1 animal, right?
Well, of course. I'm not saying that that's like
Why
every day.
choose- Right. Why choose 3 and not just 1 if it's so dire?
I mean, of course. I mean, I don't eat chicken or turkey unless it is the only thing I can get.
Beef is pretty much everywhere, right?
Right, yes.
So what do you mean?
I'm saying that, like, I would prefer not to eat turkey or chicken because that's
Then you don't have to. Then you don't have to, right? You got 3 animals that you put on the table here, all right? You would prefer not to eat any, but you're choosing to eat 3. Why 3 and not just 1?
Because
Beef
I
is
can't.
accessible literally around the world.
I can't eat just any cow. I can't eat just any beef.
What does that mean? You
It
can and you can't eat beef?
Not just any. It has to be from a very specific source.
Right, but why also eat chickens and turkeys is my question.
Is this all you actually eat?
Yeah, this is it. This is all I have.
I'm obviously asking the AI, but it says you'll be lacking in vitamin C, E, K, and B. You'll be harming your microbiome. This is with your condition, and your diet is
Right.
extremely low in antioxidants, which will worsen your inflammatory reactions.
To be fair, she did also say potatoes.
Yeah, I mentioned potatoes.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I said potatoes, oats, turkey, chicken, and cow.
Yeah. So you're already in a position where your diet is like not serving you very well. It's literally just keeping you alive.
Right, I'm 80
If that's
pounds,
the
5'3".
case-
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, if
I'm
that's
so
the
sorry.
case, why would you choose to eat 3 animals and not just 1? Because you don't prefer to eat animals, but seemingly you must, right? Why not just choose 1? Why 3?
Okay, let me explain. Where I get my meat from, where I get my animals from, is a specific person, and they only have a very, very limited amount. So, for instance, if there is a
Yeah,
cow
you're not
there-
eating a whole cow every
No, of
day,
course,
right?
but this is also for other people that have, for instance, the same condition as me, hospitals, stuff like that. It's very, very specific. So, let's
I'm
say,
just-
for instance, there
I'm
is
just
no more cow.
curious, what's
I
the
would have to eat
difference
chicken or turkey.
between the cows you're buying and the other ones? What's the difference?
The foods that the cow eats, because that affects what goes into their muscles. It affects.
So you're eating animals that eat the foods that you're allergic to. Why would you eat them?
Well, that's the thing, is that factory farms, they feed the animals grains.
Why would you eat animals that eat things you're allergic to? Are you allergic to grass?
Yes, I am.
Then why would you eat cows that eat grass?
Well, it has to be very, very specific.
Yeah, I'm asking you a very specific question. If you are allergic to grass, why would you eat animals that eat grass?
Because it's different than them eating grains, nuts, seeds,
But you're
hay.
allergic to grass, ma'am.
It's not that high of a histamine response if it's different. You know, like for instance, if the cow eats
Different kind of grass.
Okay, when the cow eats a specific kind of grass and a specific type of grains, oats, and that kind of things, you know, grains.
So then you can eat those, right?
You're not letting me explain.
I'm not getting an answer to my question, actually.
I'm trying to get there.
I mean, you could just get there.
If I eat a cow that has eaten grains and wheat and specific types of grass, I cannot eat them.
What grass are you allergic to? And how is that different from other types of grass?
Like wheatgrass, I cannot eat wheatgrass.
Okay.
But a very specific type of grass that these cows eat that come from where I get my animals from, I can eat because they also give the cows I don't know what kind of medication it is.
Wait. So now you can ingest animals that have taken medications that you're probably allergic to?
No, it's an antihistamine medication. It lowers their
histamine. So you can take that medication and then eat the things that would give you a low response, right?
No, I cannot.
How does that work at all?
There's this
seeming like it's working.
Sorry, what?
You can eat animals that have taken antihistamine medication, but you can't take that medication and eat the things that will give you a low histamine response? I don't understand how that works at all.
I still have histamine responses.
Okay, so then why eat that?
Isn't it though? So what I'm kind of reading is that it's about trying to manage your histamine reactions, because it sounds like people go to a very restrictive diet, and then as you're doing testing out foods and over time trying to expand your diet back to a full diet so that you're not malnourished. Is that correct?
Yes, that is for specific cases, unless you have such a high histamine response.
So are you testing with other animal products still? Or do you just forego that and are only trying to test for plant-based foods?
I mean, pretty much at this point, what my doctors are wanting me to do is trying anything that I can.
Well, but you've already got the animal product that fulfills what you need for now, right? And you don't want to use them. So it's unnecessary, right, to test other animal products if you already have your animal product fulfilling your issue. Why not just keep testing plant products so that you can get away from your use of that one individual?
Right. I mean, like they wanted to try me on honey, and I refused. Like
Okay,
that was just
that's what I was asking. Is like if they asked, do you want to test another type of animal flesh or another animal secretion, milk or whatever we can get out of them, would you say yes, or would you say no, I don't want to test that?
No, yeah, I would say no, which I have.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up there because I don't know actually veggies if you're a nutritionist or not, but I'm not a nutritionist. Okay. No, and it's totally fine to be curious because I didn't know about this. I'm genuinely curious and I want you to get the help you need because I also don't want you to be malnourished either, right? I want you to be the best person you can be. But I just don't know where else we can go. I would err on the side of caution of going on vegan lives and telling them this because you're advocating for animal use and people are I know that it sounds like you're not trying to do that, but people will tokenize you. They're going to use you as the excuse for them to continue to exploit and use animals because we're normalizing it, right? We're saying, hey, this one person has no other reason, so why should I stop? Right?
Right. Yeah, no, I understand that. And that should not be the case.
Yeah. So I just want to err, some caution when you come up on vegan lives. Just know what it is that you sound like you're defending and what people are going to interpret what you're saying as. So just be careful about that. Okay.
Well, of course. I mean, like, even for you, you wanted to research it, so now
Yeah,
you can.
I'm actually okay. You should maybe try private messaging a bunch of vegans about it, because it's something that we should be aware of. You know, you're a population of people that exists, and I would love to talk to people that are there's a lot of obstacles out there, you know, and maybe you just need another pair of eyes, like veggies, to be like, well, have you considered it from this perspective, or have you considered these things? Because sometimes it just hasn't been brought up to us. So yeah, I have no problem with you talking to vegans about it. I'm just worried about the platforming.
Other people, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, people watching. But I do appreciate you coming up here and, you know, answering questions and, you know, sharing your story. So thank you for that.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you have a great day, okay?
You too.
All right, bye.
Yeah, no offense. I'm just incredibly suspect of some of the claims that she made and also her reasons for some of the things she said. So I'm sure
that's
she's
legit.
a very nice girl, but some of those things just weren't adding up. And
Yeah, it sounds like there's
people
some things that she can do to even go further. If she genuinely wants to avoid demanding animal exploitation, there's still room for improvement.
Yeah, Militant was saying in the comments that she's had her on her live too, and that's why I asked if you wanted to bring her up, because she's talked to her before.
I see. Yes, I see. Yeah, I'm just concerned that platforming someone who says they're vegan, but then, you know, is saying I need to use animals, is kind of just making this excuse for other non-vegans when she is an extremely rare case. And I'm honestly sorry that she has to go through that. That must be scary to every time you go to eat, be concerned that you're going to swell up and not breathe, or, you know, whatever her reactions are. That I wouldn't like that personally. But I would be desperately trying to not, like, honestly, if suddenly I had this condition, I was thinking, like, what would I do? I was like, honestly, I would stick with potatoes and oats. I would not have an issue. You can make bread out of oats. You can make all kinds of things out of potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, she did say that she can't eat starch, and that's what potatoes are. So I don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying her claims are a bit.
That is a condition, and chat said it is possible that she's down to a diet like that, because there is some fear of, you know, it is not necessarily random, but it feels random, so they're not always sure when they're going to react. So it could be also this just genuine concern of, I've eaten this type of food, I'm scared if I eat something that's similar, it's going to do the same thing. So they need also some therapy to walk them through, so that, you know, they have that confidence again to make choices in their food, because it looks like it is a slow process. It's one of those things where the doctors try to encourage people to still eat, even though they have this concern of their allergic reactions happening. But again, if it happened to me, I'd be okay with potatoes and oats personally. I would just make it work. I've seen people making tofu out of other things, you know. I don't know. I don't ever want to go back to using animals. And every time I find out that I've accidentally been a part of it, or I've, you know, had to cross that principle, I just hate it. It makes me sick, because if I was that victim, it's like I just failed that victim. At least that's how I feel. So.
Yeah, and it's like, even if you think that you need to eat an animal, right, in her case, why not just eat that one?
Yeah, why the three?
Why give yourself options of different animals?
Of
That
course.
doesn't scream, I don't have a preference for eating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious about that too.
I feel if that's genuinely her condition, which I'm going to try to take her at her word, you never know with anybody. But if that's the case, man, that sucks. And yeah, that would be rough. But personally, I would just stick with potatoes and oats until I figured out the foods I could eat personally. Because I can't bring myself to want to do this to somebody. But there is an argument to be said about necessity. There are people that do live on that only, and they eliminate the animal use in other parts of their life. It's about, you know, acting like that oppressor that you want oppressing you, right? I would want my oppressor to not use me, and to, in fact, if they could, liberate me, but if not, at least speak up for me. So anyway, let's see, where are we at? Oh my gosh, we're at 3.5 hours. I might do one more because I didn't realize what time it was. I'm going to do one more, okay, guys? Usually I stop at noon, but it doesn't look like my man's going into a meeting or anything, so. Hey, Kasijan. Did I say your name right?
Yeah, Kasijan.
Kasijan, I'm sorry. Are you over 18?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Okay, why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, it depends on what you mean by vegan. I do think that it's okay to eat fish.
Why is that?
But to reduce rights violations against sentient beings. I mean, I'm sure if a fish was about to eat you and your friends, you would be okay with unaliving it, right?
Oh yeah, I'm okay with self-defense, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Sure, but why not in defense of the other sentient beings who are going to succumb to
I mean, then why not just wipe out most of the humans?
Well, the humans can change. And
So
they
can
eat,
fish.
you know.
You can't guarantee that a fish is going to cause someone harm. I can guarantee that a human's going to cause harm.
You can't guarantee that a fish is in order to sustain itself is going to eat another fish.
Yeah, I can't guarantee that.
Sharks?
You can't.
Or just
You
fish?
can't. Most fish's diets, or at least salmon and tuna. Their
Okay,
diets are
it doesn't
below-
matter. It doesn't matter. There are humans, right, that don't understand morality. Is it now moral to exploit them? Or children? Children don't understand morality.
If there's a
Is it
human-
moral to exploit
there's a-
them?
If there's a human who's going to unalive 10 other humans.
You're going to unalive
Yeah,
10
it would
other
be okay to
animals. Can I
unalive that
exploit
human.
you? So, by your logic, I should unalive you because you're unaliving animals.
It's not always wrong to unalive animals.
So you just contradicted yourself.
No, I didn't.
You
I
did. You
we
said
should
you're
reduce-
eating fish to defend other fish.
Yeah,
And then you
you're
just said
saying-
it's not always bad to unalive someone. So why are you unaliving the fish for unaliving?
You agree with me, VSL. It's not always wrong to
No,
unalive
no,
someone.
no, hush. What I'm here defending is I'm defending the animals. I'm asking you to not demand their exploitation. Regardless of what someone will do, you should not exploit them. It doesn't matter if they're violent or aggressive. It doesn't matter. You should not exploit them. That means to use unfairly for your benefit.
Okay, so can we unalive them?
Can we unalive people that are causing harm to animals?
Thank you.
If somebody is inevitably going to unalive
Like
a bunch
you.
of... Okay, veggies.
Like
somebody
you.
Somebody who's going to unalive either humans or animals, and
like
the only
you.
way to stop that, then yes. But you
So
agree.
we should kill you, right?
No, because like I said...
No.
No.
But it follows the logic that we
It
should.
doesn't follow the logic.
It actually does.
It doesn't follow the
Yeah,
logic.
because you admitted that you're going to eat animals, right? So you're going to cause them all of the suffering when you can't avoid it, which by your logic, we should stop you.
The
by
only
killing
time,
you.
listen, I don't
Right?
think you should unalive a human or an animal if they're not odd-ordered predators. Because when you keep them,
you said earlier that if the fish are going to eat other fish, that justifies us killing and eating them, right? So if you're
or
going to
herbivorous
unalive,
fish, yeah.
if you're going to unalive animals, then we should stop you in the same way.
It would follow if all I'm saying
It does
is
follow.
if what I'm saying is it's always wrong to unalive animals. But that's not what I'm saying.
No, it follows even from your other premise.
Yeah, my premise is it's okay to unalive animals insofar as it reduces rights violations.
Yes, so you are committing rights violations. So
But I'm
we
not.
should be so we should be taking your rights away to commit these rights violations against others.
Okay, you say, oh, well, you're committing rights violations when you unalive the
Correct.
fish. And
Correct.
I'm saying, if you unalive me, you're not reducing rights violations.
Yes, I am. You would be one less person unaliving fish.
Okay. Just like if...
It does, in fact, reduce
Listen,
rights
veggies.
violation. No, you listen, Cassie Jin. By your logic, what I'm saying absolutely follows, and you know that.
Okay, veggies, I can repeat
No,
back
no.
to you
You know
what you're
what?
saying.
No. I just want to be clear. Who is eating most of the fish out of the ocean? Other fish or humans? Why are the oceans almost out of fish? Can you tell me who's eating them? Can you tell me?
Humans are eating fish.
Wonderful. So
By
they're
your
the ones
logic.
committing the rights violations.
Okay, it doesn't make sense
It
because,
does.
okay, listen, look, all I'm trying to do is respond. I can hear what you guys are saying. Am able to repeat back to you what you're saying. You're not able to do that with what I'm saying.
I am. You said
Oh,
that
yeah.
if one is committing rights violations, that it would be logically following that we should stop them by force to reduce the rights violations. That's exactly what's happening
Look,
right here.
veggies, let me
You
just
are
make it
committing
clear.
the rights violations, and so by your own logic, we should actually take force against you to reduce the amount of rights violations.
Okay, veggies. If somebody is going to, if somebody's going to unalive a bunch of people, a bunch of humans, and in order to stop this person from massacring a bunch of people, we unalive the person who's inevitably going to commit the massacre. Did we commit a rights violation against the person who was going to commit the massacre? You would say, "Oh my God, you violated that guy's
Say
rights."
yes, because if there's a way that we can stop them without taking their life, then yes. We shouldn't have
Okay,
taken.
but if there's not,
It's a
Even
rights
if there
violation.
if they are, if they
even
are
if there isn't,
inevitably
even
going
if
to,
there isn't, then it's absolutely justified to violate your rights if your only actions are to unalive others and violate theirs.
look, veggies, in the scenario I just brought up,
You just
in the
can't handle
scenario
it.
I just brought up, in the scenario I just brought up,
Yeah, I'm going with that one. So that
right?
applies to you.
Listen, just
That
answer the
applies to
question.
you.
Okay, veggies, I'm trying to articulate why it doesn't, but you're
I
gonna have to follow
already
this.
answered it.
Okay, if somebody's going to unalive a bunch of other people, inevitably,
Yeah.
right? You consider it okay to unalive that person if
It
it's
is
necessary.
it's justified, correct. If it's the only option to stop the rights violations
Now
from
this is the
happening.
follow-up question,
I'm
right?
literally responding to you. I don't know what you're doing. So basically, yeah, if the only option is to take away their rights so that they cannot commit rights violations anymore, that is absolutely justified. That's how self-defense works.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. So now I'm going to ask you another question. Is it now okay to unalive the person who's going to unalive the person who's going to commit the atrocities?
Wait, prior to them
I was gonna
committing the
say,
atrocities?
just before they do anything wrong?
Assuming this is all inevitable, there's somebody who is coming in as the hero to unalive the person.
No, it's
who is
wrong
going
to take life. You shouldn't be jumping at the bit to take someone's life. I'm sorry, Herbivorous, you can
No,
go ahead.
you absolutely, it's not justified to schmurder the person who is enacting self-defense.
Right, it's not okay to schmurder that person who's trying to defend all these other humans.
Right. So when I take it into my hands that you dying is the only way you will stop committing rights violations, yeah, it would not be justified for somebody to schmurder me.
Yeah, but it is okay for me if I see a bunny about to be eaten by a lion, it would be okay for me to
Incorrect.
unalive the lion, right?
Incorrect, because lions are not moral agents. We are, though.
Okay, but if that was to apply to a human, you wouldn't care. If it was
Humans
a
are moral agents.
not all of them.
Yeah, so people who commit violent acts because they literally have no idea where they are or what's going on, we don't just kill them.
That's true. We don't, because there's other
Institutionalize.
options, right? But I'm
Yeah,
saying,
but if there weren't, then yeah, it would be justified to take their life.
just like if there weren't any other
Yeah,
options,
like
it would be okay.
self-defense
I
is
just want to be
justified.
clear,
We
this
get
has
it.
nothing to do with veganism, as we exploit
Yeah.
animals that are herbivorous, okay? Chickens,
But I'm not-
pigs,
also,
and cows.
The guest took 10 minutes to agree that self-defense is justified.
But you're
Amazing.
contradicting
I know.
What else do you have?
I know, exactly.
You
Like, we
contradicted
already
yourself.
understand
What did I-
self-defense. We're talking about exploitation, silly. Exploitation.
we're all-
Using someone unfairly for your benefit. So why are you demanding that individuals be enslaved so you can lick their insides and drink fluids from their body?
not in favor of enslaving
Do
anyone.
you pay for it?
I don't pay for animal products outside of odd order predators. Like I
So
said,
you eat lions and wolves and coyotes?
those are not available where I am, so
Do
I
you
just
eat
eat.
people?
I just
Yeah,
eat
people.
vegan
What
products
about
and
carnivore
fish.
humans? Why not eat carnivorous humans?
Those are available, right?
I
Yeah,
don't
there's
think that
so
would
many
be
of them.
ineffective. I don't think that would be an effective way to reduce
Oh,
rights violations against.
What are you
Anyways,
talking
what's
about?
The contradiction? What's the contradiction you said I made? I want to hear that.
You said it was okay to unalive in self-defense when it came to a person who is not a moral agent unaliving a bunch of other humans, but
I
not when
also
it.
said that it would be justified to unalive somebody who isn't a moral agent who is doing this to
I
others.
understand that. That's not the contradiction. The contradiction
Yeah, so
is
what is it?
the contradiction is that when the same thing applies to a lion who is also not a moral agent, you all of a sudden say, "Oh, we can't unalive the lion."
I didn't say anything.
Lion is sentient, you dumb motherfucker. It's about sentience. No, it's about sentience, and you're up here being a fucking asshole. Okay? These animals are sentient beings. They are sentient beings. They care about what happens to them, and you're up here being an idiot. You're stupid. Yes, you're stupid. Okay? Lions care about what happens to them. And just because they can't make moral choices like you doesn't give you the right to use their body to get off. Okay? Children, we have humans that don't understand morality. You do not have the right to put whatever body part you want into them just because you don't like the way that they have their morality. You're gross. You're literally saying that your butthole is up for grabs if you suddenly lost your morality. You're gross. Horrible person. Horrible person. You want to take out innocent beings so you can have a blood sacrifice. Terrible. You can get everything you need from plants, fungi, or seaweed. You don't need to take someone's life. I'm so sick of you talking about odd order predators. You are a toxic individual to say that I don't like how this nation does it, so I'm going to wipe out every individual. Gross. Gross. You are a schnazi. You're disgusting.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the universe is in the comments, and and he's had him on his live, and all he does is do the same thing he's doing right
Yeah, it's just them literally picking. They're saying, because you're a carnivore, I'm going to take that trait and I'm going to use it against you. I'm going to ignore the fact that you have the capacity to suffer, you have a preference to live, and I'm going to assert that I'm better than you, and I'm going to remove you from your life. You don't get a choice. If we could reason with them, that should be our first aim, right? Like, if we really want to go to other animal nations and make change, we should try to communicate with them, not annihilate them. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
Honestly.
he also just completely lied about what I said.
Oh,
which
yes.
is hilarious.
Yes, he was honestly, he was also a very dishonest actor. He wasn't responding honestly and just saying his points
only.
only.
You was saying in the comments. You was saying that in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also just to be
you want to bring him
clear.
up? See? Do you want to bring up you or no?
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna end right now. You can come up if you wish, but so at the Lori, the thing is, like, if vegans want to come up, they just have to request. We don't have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't have to invite them up. But yeah, if they want to, they can request that. But I'm about to end right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I appreciate you trying to get the vegans up here. It's fun to sometimes have a vegan hangout. Veggies, can you say what you said again? I kind of had a brain fart. Oh, you're fine, Lori.
Oh, I don't remember,
Okay.
but he basically was trying to say that I would be in favor of self-defense for people, but not for animals. But that's not what I said at all. I'm in favor of self-defense, but self-defense is specific, right? So, and it also comes down to that being your only option for survival.
Right.
Which, in the event that it is, in fact, your only option for survival, sorry, that's my insulin pump screaming at me. if you are in the situation where that is your only option for survival, then absolutely it's justified. But that's not what he was trying to say anything at all. Anyways,
Right.
but what I found funny is he's like, I only eat like odd order predators, and then when you asked him if he ate lions, he's like, well, those aren't available to me, so no, you're a liar.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who are you eating then? Well, he said
he's eating fish.
said
that eat
fish.
fish.
Yeah, he said fish.
Fish that eat fish. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
To stop that.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
he's never going to stop.
That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. If
No.
if his definition of veganism is just the reduction of rights violations, well, if he agrees that the majority of rights violations committed against fish is due to humans, then I don't know why we would be opting for that method of reduction of rights violations.
Yeah, just eat the people then.
Exactly. Exactly. It's what it comes down to is you would then be okay with eating people because people cause the most rights violations. We enslave each other and other animal nations. Like, we're terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, it still doesn't address how we're using the term veganism, which is just being against the unnecessary exploitation of sentient beings.
Right.
So we're just
That's too
equivocating.
complicated for him, I think.
Yeah.
No, he knows.
Yeah.
He's just a sophist, guys.
Yeah. He's desperately trying to get back up here. But I'm going to call it, I think. I'm tired, and it's been almost 4 hours, so I think, I don't know who else is going to go live. Universe, are you going to go live? I see you in here. It's good to see you.
He'll probably go live. He goes every day.
Awesome. Well, if anybody wants to, yes, right on. Universe says he'll go live. Excellent. So everyone go check out Universe YouTube. I'll give a link in the chat to Universe's live so you guys can just go there. But yeah, thank you everyone for being, please follow all the vegans up here. We got veggies, herbivorous. Oh my God. I always get tongue tied on saying the word herbivorous. It's like, I don't say it enough, I guess. Anyway, check out herbivorous, veggies, Lori. It'll tell you when they're live. They also have just great content that they all put out. Actually, herbivorous, I haven't checked out your wall for a while. I got to see what you're putting out there. But
I'm not putting it.
You haven't been putting it out?
Yeah.
Have you been going live?
I've just been going up as guests.
Okay.
And stuff.
They can still see you
Yeah.
when you go live on others. So definitely follow them. Great logic. Veggies is great. She's challenging people on all sorts of things. So she's always good to follow.
Yeah.
And full of knowledge.
I'm a shit stirrer.
Shit stir, hell yeah. But it's good shit stirring. And then Lori.
He doesn't put up with shit.
It doesn't put up with nothing. That's right. And then we got Lori. Lori's got a fantastic background, and she's always up on Use Live and other awesome vegans lives, so you can see other vegans that are standing up for animals. You can ask them questions. You can ask Lori questions. She's full of knowledge.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. All right, guys.
Probably not as much as you and O, but anyway.
Oh no, you're
All right,
you're
see
up
ya.
there just as much as us. So thank you. And then yes, and then thank you to all my vegans in the chat. Thank you guys for keeping the chat safe and kicking out all the people that are doing the homophobia, sexism, racism, all of those things. I don't tolerate harmful, arbitrary discrimination. It's not okay. So thank you for keeping our chat safe. And
Gonna be same time Wednesday.
Wednesday, I'm probably going to skip Wednesdays, I think. I keep having a hard time with Wednesdays. Like, I need the time off when I get to Wednesday. It's like that hump day feeling. But Friday, for sure, I'll be back 4:22-ish.
Oh, 4:20. Okay.
4:22-ish p.m. on a Friday, PDT.
Or 4:20. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I'll see you then.
See you then. Otherwise, everyone go check out Universe. Awesome, Lori. Yes. Other than that, I'm going to say goodbye. If you're not vegan, go vegan. The animals prefer it. It's not about what I want or any vegan. It's about what the animals prefer. What would you want if you were being oppressed? All right, guys. Have a good day. I'll see you later. YouTube, you're going to stick with me for a second. All right. See you, TikTok. Excellent. Okay. Well, YouTube, thanks for hanging out. You guys have a great day. I see you, David. Thank you for being in here. You were in here a long time. Wow. God, a lot of you have been in here a while. Wow, Lewis. Yes, the Vegan Anthem. I've been seeing you in here. Guys, wow. Limbretta. Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys really being here. Thank you. Thank you, nerds. I see you. Yes. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much. This is dumb. That is dumb. Some things are dumb. All right, I gotta go. You guys have a good day. Oh yeah, Universe's link. I'm sorry. That will take like 2 seconds. I have to go to him. You are totally right, though. I totally forgot to grab that. Where are you, Universe? Universe. There he is. Go there. Share. I want to copy it. There it is. Copy link. All right, hold on, guys. It's going to be like 30 seconds before you see it. It says universe. Universe. There we go. Okay. Replace pinned. Okay, so I replaced my TikTok with Universe's TikTok. It's pinned right there in the chat. Definitely go check out Universe. Great activist. He should be up any minute. Yes, bacteria are alive. Oh, so true. That's so sad, Rob. You should care about something. If others should care about you, you should care about others. And when we say care, I mean the bare minimum, just not exploiting someone. Do you guys see the link? I pinned it in the chat. That link takes you to Universe's page. Veganism is kindness and love. How do you kindly and with love take someone's life who wanted to live? Awesome. Okay. Cool. I'm glad you got the link. Profile restricted. Oh, I wonder if he has a different account now. I'll tell him to put a story. Oh, I don't know if he can put a story up. Someone went into his live recently and harassed him. So I wonder if... But he was in the chat. I saw him. I'll ask him. It says that he's active right now. I don't know if he's restricted. I know that someone flagged them for misinformation, but they went over the video and they couldn't find what it was that was misinforming. So it kind of just messed up their accounts for no reason. And I say they because there was Universe and a couple other people on the panel, I guess. Should I just... I don't think Universe is live yet. Stop, doesn't save. You see my numbers. Oh, look at me getting all my numbers. Oh. Where is this? I want that. Oh no, I clicked on the wrong one. I wanted this one. Oh God, that's so loud. No. Yikes. Yikes, that's loud. Oh, he's not live yet. The Vegan Queen is live. I'm not going to sit here very long. I thought maybe I could flip to Universe is live. Oh, maybe she's not live anymore. Here she is.
You know, it's never late to be a good person. Do you understand?
Vegan Queen or Queen Vegan
And by
Talks
the way,
is on
when
YouTube.
I was your age, you know, I didn't have all the information that you have right now. I didn't know. I was brainwashed. But
She's called Vegan Talks on YouTube. I believe she has like a green icon.
that is like Dominion, that you can see what's happened to the animals. You have the internet, because when I was you, I didn't even have much internet, not much information about plant-based nutrition. Now you have all the information in your hands. You do not have excuse now. Thank you, God. Yeah. So you do not have excuse right now. I understand. You have to understand my point. It's like I didn't even know the word vegan. There was no such thing as vegan in my country. Literally, I never heard the term vegan until 6 or 7 years ago. And then I started...
6, 7.
Sorry?
So many kids.
6, 7.
Yeah, 6, 7 years ago. When I started to hear the concept of veganism, 6 or 7 years ago. And then
6, 7.
Are you for real right now?
Yeah, right?
Okay, okay, you have to look. Okay.
Yes, no, I'm mature. I'm a mature
You're
adult.
You're a child. Okay, so you don't want to engage with the conversation. Thank you. This is the lost generation, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
hello.
I was hoping Universe was going to go up.
Your age?
19.
You sure about that?
No, but I believe that veganism
No,
is...
go. So then you cannot be here. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Miss Queen Vegan Talks.
Hello. Just follow the God. He's an amazing debater as well. Very good. Been doing recently a lot of debates because I was last week in holiday, so I didn't do anything. But...
It's okay. I just turned my status on where people can tell I'm live, so it might just be a few people kick in. But yeah, that guest who just had was up on this panel, literally request every single day, and she just doesn't understand.
This is Universe. I'm hoping he goes live soon. Go check him out. I'm going to leave now. But I wanted to actually share so you could see Universe. Vegan Talks is great too. She's fantastic. Yeah, this is TikTok. Sorry, there's literally a 20 to 30 second delay. So I see your questions, but I'm really behind. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Just letting it catch up. Awesome, you guys. You have a great day. I stuck with YouTube a little longer. TikTok is so sad. They don't get to see the ending stuff. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel. And click on that link if you want to go see. It'll take you to Universe's page. And he should be live, if not in the next hour, but very soon. Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Friday. I'll be live Friday. And then also I'll be live Saturday. Oh, I was going to mention that. I forgot. So Saturday again, I'll be live in Portland. I think I'm just going to go to the same place. I'm going to go to the farmer's market again. But we might move around a bit. I'm not sure. We'll see. Anyway, see you guys Friday, 4:22-ish p.m. PDT. And if not, then I'll see you Saturday at 10 a.m. on Vegan Stoner Ladies account. And then again at 11 a.m. PDT on Anti-Animal Use. I'm going to switch to the other account because I want to get some attention to the outreach group. And then again, I'll be live again on TikTok and YouTube Monday, 9 a.m. PDT, as I do. All right, guys. TikTok. I call it Vegan TikToks sometimes, or I'll call them TikTokers. Anyway, all right, guys. I'm being silly now. I'll see you later. Thanks for being here.